What is going on, everybody? And welcome to episode 109, where if Ubisoft owns this podcast, you guys don't. We are the Pre-Patch Podcast, and we are back. Must be Thursday. Must be 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Because this show is fucking live.
Actually, it's 10:33 p.m. Eastern, so we're just a little late.
10:34 actually, just another minute past.
Look, so my dad said that if we're on time, then you're early, and if you're 5 minutes late, then you're on time. Why not?
What?
I know.
That's bad logic.
Did your dad?
That's how you lose all your friends.
Well, that would explain a lot. I don't have a lot of friends. So,
Oh man.
Oh,
anyway,
Yeah.
episode 109. We're here.
I see 3 shirt.
I'm appreciate that, Bill. Oh, nice. Is that a Billy the Squinch shirt I see on you?
No, just a.
Okay, well, fuck your shirt then. It's ugly as
Just
shit.
a cool shirt.
Is it Cthulhu? Is that?
Yeah, something like that.
You should sue them and trademark them and do all the things.
Bro,
If only I had
still,
that kind of power.
I'm still gonna sue and trademark them for that one fucking game for taking my my likeness.
Your
I
life.
can't remember the name of it.
My gosh.
I know what you're talking about. Road
The
Company.
one with glitch or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullshit,
No, it
bro.
was not you. You're a fucking square box.
was.
That's
So
not
It
you.
was me, bro.
You can join the GTA 6 guy who's going
Yep.
after Rockstar.
That's
You guys can team
that's
up.
gonna be me. Yep.
Good
Yeah.
luck. Well, anyway, welcome into the episode, guys. It's like I said, it's another Thursday, and it's another pre-patch podcast, and we are here, and we are gonna have a lot of fun. We got a good amount of stuff to talk about. Some new games. We do have some streaming news. Not a whole lot, but you know, Twitch decided they wanted to drop some stuff on us that we had to talk about right before the show. And yeah, and then we're gonna be talking about all the gaming news that's out there. So should be a good show. I will tell you, we are not gonna pick on the Pictomancer because we did that last episode and we got blasted. So just saying.
Got big meanied right out of the our own fucking video.
You know, for such a welcoming community and a community that really hates you know, negativity and you have to be nice in their game. You guys sure are toxic as fuck when it comes to anybody disagreeing with what you believe in. Just letting you guys know. You may want to work on that.
Good.
Anyway,
Is what it is.
yeah. So, what'd you guys do over the week? Did you guys have any fun? You guys do anything cool?
I'm just trying not to freeze my fucking ass off, dude.
Dude, I wish it would
cold
snow.
snap. This cold. You haven't gotten snow?
I live in
doesn't get
the butt fuck of the South. No, I don't get snow down here.
You're not that far from me.
I'm like, dude, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. What are you talking about? I'm literally on the coast.
You rarely get snow. Have you ever gotten snow? Like
Yeah,
maybe once
a
or
couple of years
a
ago.
few times. Yeah.
Yeah, we got snow.
We're getting 8 inches tonight.
Yep. Same here, Bill. We actually might get 11.
That's what she said.
Sure.
My wife never said that. Like a strong 3, maybe.
Well, that's her problem, bro.
Hey man, that's above average.
I'm concerned about Brittany getting to work tomorrow and her 5-minute drive.
Dude, I like it's cold enough here to snow. It's 20 degrees, right? But it will not.
That's not cold. That is not cold.
Yeah, that's like t-shirt weather.
Yeah.
We dropped down to
Tank top weather.
30, 31 the other day and got like 0.6 inches of snow, and everybody was losing their shit.
Nobody knew how to fucking drive.
Yeah, everybody was losing their shit. Everybody was just like, "What is this?
Dude,
the sky is falling."
So
yeah.
the thought of snow here cancels school. Like it was it was windy. And they canceled
like
school.
a mist hit their face and they're like, oh
yeah, no, they
gotta
canceled school. I'm like,
gotta
you
cancel everything.
got to be kidding me. Got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
So-
they've been canceling school a lot here, but it's also been like at the time kids are leaving for school, it's been 8 degrees with a wind chill of -1. So.
Oh,
Hey man, I'm
know,
just saying. When I was a kid, yeah, man.
You're
I had
not
to sit
that
on the
old.
corner.
You motherfucker! I know.
I was that old, bro. When I was a kid, when I lived where I originally lived.
12 miles every day.
I
to
did, bro.
school,
Barefoot
When-
in the
climb
snow,
when I was
uphill
a
both
kid,
ways.
go through the woods, the haunted woods, everything.
When I
yeah.
was a kid, bro, I lived in an area that did get snow, quite a bit of snow. And man, I had to sit out on that fucking corner forever in the snow, bro. My
Yeah.
brother wore shorts in the middle of winter for some reason. He's a fucking weirdo, but
I
you
feel
know,
like
it
every
is what
school
it is.
has that one kid that wears shorts like
Oh,
all
yeah.
year.
for sure.
And they're not even like a heavy duty material short or like a cargo short. It's like this silky like those basketball short
The
style.
basketball shorts, yeah.
He was
I
going
don't know,
through a
man.
phase.
Look, Patrick Mahomes had to play football in negative 17-degree weather. I'm just saying, if they have to do it, kids should be fine. So
Yeah, but they're getting a fucking $1,000 upon $1,000 paycheck to be out in the cold. Kids are getting
my kids
frostbite and a
my
shitty
kids-
education.
my kids live for free. I don't understand it. So frostbite them shit. Teach them how to be strong. Anyway, I don't condone putting your
Yeah,
kids
I was
through
gonna
frostbite.
say.
Fucking freeze.
You heard it
You're
here
gonna have
first. Sin
fucking
said, throw your
CPS on your
children
ass, bro."
into ice and give them frostbite.
Oh
They
my
deserve it.
gosh. Oh my gosh. No,
Careful,
no, I
careful.
I don't do
You
that.
might need a puff.
Mm,
If you are I just want to say, guys, for all of our people that are here live, if for whatever reason, I don't know why, I'm checking everything, the Twitch side of things is great, the YouTube side of things is dropping frames. Couldn't tell you as to I'm
I was
don't-
wondering about that. I thought
don't-
that might have been my net, but
I
yeah,
don't
I see it.
know why, what's going on, and I'm afraid to stop the stream on the YouTube side if I can get it back. So yeah, we're maybe catch us on the Twitch side of things or the audio version, which, by the way, great segment is you can go catch us on anchor.fm/prepatch podcast if you missed any episodes. All right. Well, we are going to jump into what we've been playing. And for one of you, at least, Stevens, just before we jump into that, I am going to go into what I have been playing, because there are two small games that I want to play, that I want to talk about, that has been over the weekend, or over the holiday break, that I started, and now I'm very much in love with. But this is gameplay, by the way, from Subway Circuit on YouTube. Just want to make sure I give my due diligence over there to make sure that he is recognized, or they are recognized.
Sure, this isn't your game.
This is not my gameplay. This is not my gameplay. Because I didn't get to stream it. But this game is called Backpack Battles. So there's two games that I played over the break that I've been playing a lot of. Both of them are backpack. This one is like in demo mode, kind of like super early access demo that hasn't like fully released. Essentially auto battler, right? Except there is this whole thing where you go and you take your character and you get money, and then you buy spaces, buy weapons, upgrade your backpack, and the items all interact with each other or do things. Like you'll get you can have a sword that does like 5 damage, but if it's next to like an onion, then it has like an on hit effect that will cause them to like do less damage or defense. And then like and essentially it's an auto battler, right? Like that's all it is. It's an auto battler, and you have a certain amount of hearts. Once the hearts are gone, then you're out and you're done. And you right now, I believe, have to restart. But when the game comes out, I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those like free to play kind of like, oh, you're out of hearts, you're out of lives, you need to ask for more lives or buy more lives. I can't confirm yet as to what that method is going to be like. But it's a lot of fun. It's enjoyable if you want to, if you like the meta of building characters, but don't want to have to actually like fight, like, because it'll do it for you. And you can buy stuff, store it. You can see that you just bought like an attachment, makes your bag bigger. And then there's a bunch of like on hit effects, vampiric effects. There's heroes that do different damages, debuffs, buffs, armor, like, all of this kind of crazy stuff. It's quirky, but it's a lot of fun. Like, honestly, like,
Is this against real people?
yes,
Oh, okay.
This is against real people.
yes, you're facing real people. So
Okay,
somebody
can I
else
just,
is building another
So-
character.
Okay.
Can I just point out really quickly that
If you
once
say anything
again,
about a furry,
it's
I
a
don't wanna-
furry. It's
No,
a
it's
furry
not.
game, yeah.
No, it's not. That
Look
shop
at the
owner,
shopkeep.
the shopkeep, and this one wasn't. My shopkeep was a
Your-
human.
Your
So
character has fucking fox
Fox
ears, bro.
ears,
What are you
yeah.
talking?
that's this character. My character that I played didn't. It was a demon chick. So
Right.
I'm just saying, there's there's different characters, whatever else. But yeah, yes, you are facing actual people, like real people.
Okay. Is this by the same people who do Backpack Hero?
No, and that's actually the other game that great segue that I have been playing, which is Backpack Hero. And this Backpack Hero is actually what got me into finding backpack battles.
Oh, okay. I thought that first one was Backpack Hero.
Are
No.
you just gonna become a backpack streamer? That's
Well,
the
it's-
new the
right.
new meta.
Yeah,
Only backpack themed games.
it was super interesting as to I don't know, like
More
I
furry stuff, too.
I found this one does have like you play as a mouse or like a turtle and duck and all that kind of stuff. But
just leaning heavily into that whole furry thing.
my God, this one is actually a little bit more
2 for 2.
complex, I would say, because it's not an auto battler. It does have elements of like you have a town, you build your town, you level it up, you get new people to come in, you are questing. It's a little like it kind of feels like what is the game Darkest Dungeon a little bit
Kind of reminds me of Moonlighter. Remember that game? I don't know if you played
Yeah.
that one.
I've saw it, but I don't think I played Moonlighter.
You dungeon crawler, but you also / shopkeep kind of.
Well, the other thing about this is that you have to. This is turn based as well. So like you get your items, you put it inside of your backpack, and then you take that into the dungeon and you delve into the dungeon, and then you only can use the items in your backpack. So you have to choose like, okay, like on here I have a shield, and I have like 3 action points, or I may have like a piece of food or something like that that gives me more action points. But I essentially I only have a certain amount of actions, and I can only use what's in my backpack to do things. So I have to choose: do I want to use a shield? Do I want to use a sword? You can also like there's these things that allow you to connect items together. So then you could have like this like almost like a flail effect, where if I block, then I get to flail out my sword and hit. It won't do full
Flail.
damage, but it'll do a little bit of damage. And you continue to grow your backpack, and I don't know, it's a very simplistic game in a way, but like very also like pretty deep, and there's a lot of like replayability, and there's a lot of different like builds and different weapons and armors and things that you can do, and enemies, and you get party members. It's really cool. Like honestly, it's a really fun little roguelike game. I think it's like I want to say $15 on Steam right now. You can also pick it up on, as you see here, the Switch. I don't know if it's on consoles. But it's a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun. If you're looking for any kind of like just want to play, on your bed or while you're, chilling or
It
whatever
is
else.
on everything.
It is on everything. Awesome.
Yes.
It's well worth it. This game came out last year, actually. It came out in November. Completely
I have a
skipped
buddy
my
that's
radar.
addicted to it.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Went under my radar.
It's really, really good. So I highly recommend if you are looking for a new game, and you like roguelikes, and you like inventory management, then this is it. Go check it out. So
Very neat.
that are the 2 backpack games. The other one, like I said, Backpack Battles is free right now. So all right, Bill, you're up. Well, we're all up. And I fucking hate you all for this. Oh, that's
You
not,
don't.
I do. I do.
You
I do.
don't.
I just want to say,
just
I
got
just
rid
want to
of
say
it.
as well.
Can we say something?
I just wanna say-
to all of us.
Fuck, hold on.
Just good job,
going.
buddy. We're really
Good job,
proud
man.
of you, man.
Keep talking,
You did
keep-
really good.
Keep
Honestly,
talking because I literally,
super proud
as you're
of you.
talking,
It's
deleted
just so
I
proud of
deleted it off
you,
the
you know?
screen, so we don't have to see
Yeah.
it. I
Just
deleted
just
it. Off.
you did such a great job.
you couldn't have
man,
done
last
better,
night.
honestly.
I
You
couldn't
put us on.
couldn't have
on your
asked
back,
for
I'm
a
deleting-
better
I'm
put us in your
uninstalling this
backpack.
game. I'm uninstalling my game.
right?
I'm uninstalling.
And
I'm uninstalling this game.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
All right,
oh man,
Bill. What are we talking about? What is this unholiness that is that is the game that we're talking about?
We're talking about the League of Legends, of course. And yeah, we're all back into it, even though Sinan tried to abandon us and we We had to pull him back in, just
Reeled
like
him
the
right
mafia.
back in.
Yeah. So, but season 14, it's been out. They've done a few hot patches. Game feels good if you're familiar with League. It's a MOBA. But everybody knows what League of Legends is.
Yeah. if you
New
don't, you're living
patch
under a
changed a bunch
rock.
of stuff. We got map changes. We got item changes. They got rid of mythic items.
Good.
And yeah, just a lot of positive changes overall in the game. For me personally, this season feels better than what the last season we played was in preseason, because all we do is play it through preseason and end up dropping it for some reason. But
Well, last season is understandable. Last season was really
last season's-
trash.
it was bad. Yeah,
Wasn't last season still in tank meta too?
yeah, full tank
So-
meta.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
And as
the
somebody that
mythic
plays a
items
tank, it
were
was
bad,
not
so
fun.
everybody was
Plus
everybody was playing.
mythics.
Everybody was playing the same builds. Build
Yep.
variety was super stagnant. Tanks were super oppressive. They were one shot and 80 carries because you couldn't kill them. This season, it's a little bit different. So burst is actually on the menu. This season, we got a lot of mage
Assassins.
item reworks, assassin item reworks. They changed lethality back to being a flat stat instead of a scaling stat.
Yeah, they
So,
did.
lethality feels really good right now. They removed all the health from the AP items and just gave them more AP, so mages are squishier but hurt a lot more. It's an interesting change, and one that I am very much welcoming of, considering I don't really like playing tanks that much. I don't really like playing against tanks that much. The tankiest I like to do typically is like a Trundle or like a Bruiser style, more so than a true tank. So, how have you guys been enjoying the season so far? We'll leave Sin for last.
I like it, man. I really dig it, just because, again, one of my biggest, we were talking about it today, like one of my biggest complaints about the last season was just like you were shoehorned so hard into those mythics that like build variety went out the window, just because it was more tactical, or whatever you want to call it. It was more I don't know the word for it. It was better just to go with the mythic and just go down the mythic route than it was to like do anything. Now, granted,
it was
Senna,
meta. That's
yeah, exactly. Now, Senna's a very unique champion. She had certain builds that didn't necessarily have to have the mythics, and sometimes it was actually better to not even buy the mythic with Senna. But a lot of champions, it was almost a requirement for their builds at that point. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm able to go back to my crit Senna. I'm able to go back to my tank Senna. I'm able to go back to my, my on hit AD Senna, everything like that. So I'm extremely happy with the way that things are turning out so far. And I just, again, I have the best support in the entire fucking game right now, and his name is Sin, and I love him. He does such a good job, man. It's such a
Yeah,
great
man.
job, man.
yeah.
Hey, man. Scruff, how are you
Oh,
feeling?
the-
You're a primary jungler these days, and an Echo main, right?
Hold on, I need to
main
make sure that
jungle.
all of our audio listeners know that I'm giving every one of you guys that are saying this shit the finger. Gonna open my
How
window.
dare
It's
we?
the finger of
How
love.
dare we? How dare we say that he did a good job?
Yeah. He's leaving now. Oh, look, he's got the basketball shorts on.
He does. Are you the kid that was outside in 20-degree weather in
was.
basketball shorts?
Yeah, I love basketball shorts.
They're comfy as
Basketball
hell.
Schwartz or dope,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Okay, so how's the
Oh.
jungle feel, Scruff? They made a lot of jungle changes this
They
season
have
too, with
made a lot of
Baron.
jungle.
the
Yeah, a lot of
grubs.
jungle changes. Not even just this season for me personally, but also I haven't played since like last season. So
Okay,
like the pets are
real-
all new
really
to me as
quickly.
well. Yeah.
What-
yeah.
one last
Anybody
thing,
else wanna
just-
cut me off.
What? I'm sorry. Just one last thing about the bot lane and the jungle. Like fuck whoever made the map so easy to get down and gank the bot lane, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's
Like,
one
I
of the
hate
things I
that.
was
That's
gonna
legitimately
get
the
into.
only thing that I have an issue with
It-
season 14 so far.
So yeah, like we were saying, they did make some map changes to the jungle primarily, and just ganking in general. It's a lot more balanced now, but it's also like siding, not like per lane, but like
for
each
literally
side
every
is
other
balanced.
lane.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm no even
Yeah, I
bot
got you.
lane.
I got you.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's the side on side is balanced now, so it's even. But yeah, what Enigma is saying is it's very easy to gank bot lane now compared to the other lanes. There's multiple routes, unlike the other where it's just like pretty much one. But So far I dig it. I'm just getting kind of back into the groove of things, relearning the new jungle, as well as, like I said, the pets and all that. That's brand new to me as well. But if it does feel good, honestly, everything considered. I like the new like void grubs and everything.
I still don't
Grubs
know
are
what they
cool.
do. I still have no clue as to what they do.
So you
They're
kill them,
just-
and you're never gonna get them because you're on bot side. But
Yeah. Yeah, so you really don't need to know.
yeah, you don't need to know. You just don't need to
What the
know.
fuck do they do? Somebody explain it to me.
So you get them, and there's 3 of them, and you can either split them between like whoever's taking them, or one person can take all of them.
It's like
And
what
smaller
Baron Nashor, right?
No,
not really.
kind of.
It's
So whenever you auto attack a turret, it makes a little bit of a void burn for the turret, so you're
Yeah.
able
Okay.
to burn down turrets a bit quicker.
turret
And if
dot.
you manage to get all 6 of the void grubs, you spawn little grublets whenever you
That's what I
attack a
thought.
turret.
Yeah, because
Attack the
I've
turret,
seen
you
seen
have to
people
get
that have
both camps
attacked
of-
turrets.
you
Yeah.
have to get both camps of the void grubs to be able to do that.
Yeah, and through the team, not just one person though, right?
I believe it's through the team.
Through the team. Yeah.
We might need I need to check
Ooh,
that
here's
out.
my
Test
little
it out.
gank.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we,
yeah.
I don't know.
There's
we wouldn't we wouldn't know what that feels like.
Laser.
We wouldn't know it. We
man,
wouldn't know
yeah.
what that feels like because our jungle is never down in our jungle and down with us, but their jungle always is.
How's top lane feel to gank?
Not
Considering
bad,
there's only one
honestly.
little bush there.
I mean, obviously, when you have a top laner who's on your team and actually like paying attention, it's not as bad as you might think. But if it's like always got vision up and you don't have any communication, then it's definitely a tough
It's
time.
so odd that they made the top lane essentially harder to gank, but that bot lane fucking
Yeah.
miserable because
It-
there's so many ways to get into the
Yeah,
bot
man,
lane.
they made that lane wide as hell. One thing that I do think helps ganking top a little bit is that wide opening at the river makes it so that if you are ganking, you can get a tighter curve up to the tower
Yeah,
than you could before.
yeah.
But
It just
definitely-
it does suck that they negated the try bush path because that was a very good path to
Yeah.
to
Now
gank
you-
top with.
now
But
you got both just the
it's-
single lane paths
like I
now.
said, it's more balanced this way, so I get it. I think that's honestly how it always should have been from the start, but it was just an oversight. No one really
What about mid?
paid
I know
attention.
they just pulled the bushes back,
Pulled
right?
the bushes back and moved the lanes so they come out into the tower now on
Oh,
each
that's right.
side.
You can't do a sneaky in behind
Can't
the
do
lane.
a sneak behind, only on one side of each map.
I mean, you
side
could
of the
because
map.
you're Echo, and all you need to do is ult back, and you're fine. But
Pretty much. I don't give a shit, but yeah, that's how I do. But it's not as bad. I think it definitely will help mid laners who don't have the mobility to get out as easily. With
Now
having
it's a
those
hard meta
bushes put
incoming?
back. Possibly, yeah.
Let me while we're go ahead and keep talking, I'm gonna see if I can find my gameplay as well so that we can show the bot lane.
the bot lane
Uh,
experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm only gonna show last night's because
It's-
I'm not showing the night before
yeah.
where I uninstalled the game.
It's just it's extremely rough down in the bot lane right now. Like I feel like they overcompensated for the bottom lane for some reason. I don't know why. I thought bot lane was
I thought it was fine.
decent. I thought it was okay
honestly.
before. Yeah.
I mean,
even with
at
it being
least
a
you get the
little- a
benefit
little
from
skewered,
lethality
but-
changes.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't get the benefit of lethality changes when I have 5 fucking people in my lane all the time. Like,
Right. Right. Plus, with all the
So-
burst in the game right now, it's probably just not fun playing a squishy.
it's not terrible though. I mean, me and Sin are we always have the
Dude,
jungle in our lane,
Look,
no matter
yeah,
what we
as I
do.
say,
So,
let's be 100% honest. This is nothing new to us. We have, for
Yeah.
whatever reason, have always had
Got
shit
beef
in our
jerky
lane.
in your pocket.
24/7.
it's because we're good.
sure.
It's because we're so good, bro.
Sure.
You know what it is? What I genuinely think it is? I think it's because people don't respect the off meta bot lane pick.
I was just gonna say
And
that
they're like,
they
we're
think you're
just
an
gonna
easy
go down there and
target.
get free gold.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, it
shit on
doesn't. It
them.
doesn't usually work out for them. At least last night. Okay, is it my turn now? Do I get to
It
talk?
is your
Yeah,
turn.
yeah,
So talk
okay.
about
Go
bot
for it,
lane
man.
and talk about
So-
your experience.
And
with
just
League
before
so
you
far.
go, just know that
Just-
you did
yeah.
really good, man.
Just-
We're proud of you.
Up.
We're
Yeah.
really proud of you, bro.
Shut
Okay, you did
up.
such a good job.
Oh
I'm
my
so proud
God.
of you.
So let me explain what the first off, for anybody that's new to this channel or new to the podcast or new to us, because we haven't talked really about League in, like I said, a year. I have a display poster over here that is the League, different regions, right? Ionia, all of those, right? I have a League, another League display that says, minions have spawned. I have spent thousands of dollars in League. So this is not coming from a person that's like, oh, I fucking hate League. I've always hated League, blah, blah. Like, I have a love for League, love for the game. I, like an idiot, decided to play this in a new season after not have playing for a year and decided to solo fucking queue and then queue with, and this is not a fault of Pika, queue with Pika, who doesn't play MOBAs. And I feel more bad for Pika because he was like, oh, I'm going to try to have some fun with my friends. And then it was just, if you watched the stream 2 nights ago, it was fucking miserable. I was sitting there wanting to fucking just punch something. It was not a good experience. It just was not fun. So I uninstalled. I literally uninstalled the game. And the guy, I didn't tell anybody I uninstalled it except for chat. And then these guys go, hey, who's up for League? And I was like, uninstalled it. And they're like, I get like fucking just bing, 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 bing message of being like, just, dude, I think your problem is you need to stop taking it so seriously. I think the problem is you need to do this. And just, I'm like,
I still think that's your problem, bro. You need to stop taking things so seriously. That is one of your biggest issues. Is that you're so competitive.
Suck in a game that I know that I'm good at.
Competitive. That like if you get off by like one single margin, it just throws your entire night. You need to stop being so competitive.
And the other thing is that I like to play tanks. It's just my nature. I like playing characters that I can disrupt shit, as you can see. But here's the problem. It's playing. I'm in a lane. I love Enigma to death. He's a phenomenal ADC, but he refuses to play ADC and will only play.
That's because I'm not an ADC.
Which, to be 100% honest, shouldn't be that big of a deal, except the fact that like I'm like, okay, I'm focusing on last hitting. I'm being aggressive, and it works. It does, right? Except that I'll never get an S. I'll never get an S ever.
You're never going to get an S regardless being an ADC. Yeah,
that's the only reason he does play support, is to get S's.
And on top of that, we'll go in and like again, Enigma, phenomenal support, does everything that he needs to do or whatever else, including getting the kills, because we'll set up all of this shit. And then I'm like, looking up like, oh yes, I got a kill. Nope. I got an assist. Okay. All right, good. Enigma's up 12-4. And I'm sitting at like 1 and 17. So it
sounds like he's blaming you.
I'm not blaming anybody.
You blaming me, bro? You blaming me, bro?
No, I'm not blaming you. So
see, it's not my fault I got more range than you, sir.
This I understand, like, the meta is not, I don't think, is obviously not truly formed yet. I think that this season does allow for a little bit more off meta stuff, which is nice.
No more mythics. That's all build variety, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like playing, and I don't know if it was this game. Was this the, yeah, was, I don't think it was this game, but one of the games we played, I ran an
first game that we ran with your AP.
Yeah. AP Zach against an Aphelios, and
that was the one before this.
Yeah, this is the MF game with
Shaco. I don't know who the Aphelios one.
The Shaco that would not leave you guys alone.
It was an Aphelios and a I forget his name. Jax.
It wasn't Jax. No, I don't know. Anyway,
the dude that shoots the shit through the electrical barrier. I forget his fucking name.
Jace.
Yes. It was Aphelios Jace.
They got so fucked, and the one thing that brought me back was the Aphelios going, what the fuck? You just did 1,800 damage to me in one hit. And I was like, okay, I'm back. I get it. All right, I'm bought in. So yeah. Anyway,
it was a great game, other than the overfed MF. I mean,
well, this match, we got fucked because of the sim MF. Yeah. Which, by the way, we did not feed. We did not feed. But yes, you can see right here. I'm gonna pause the game. This right here, if you're watching, this is such a tiny little spot, but like there's this opening, there's this opening, there's this opening, like there's 7 ways to get down into this jungle, and it's really tough. I will say that the nice thing about having an ultra wide monitor is that I'm able to catch a lot of those.
Yeah, like, I was not. That was my biggest complaint, is like they would just pop out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, where the fuck did you come from? Okay.
The fact that they can actually get in behind you for free.
It's stupid, dude.
Pretty wild.
Without you even seeing them, honestly.
Unless you have a ward set up
Like
outside.
that's what I was about to say. You literally have to. It turns from you have to have a ward in the middle bush right there to you
And
have to
try.
have a ward in your tri bush.
You have to
Yeah.
at all times, especially that
there's no way
tri-bush.
you can't.
What's
yeah,
they can
nuts-
you can long route all the way around to that tri-bush, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's nuts though is that you don't see. I mean, I've not seen that many people. Well, at least in the games we played last night, have too many go behind us. The lane would like we would chase them, through, and they would maybe try to get back there. But I've not been ganked. I don't know. I don't remember a lot of ganks coming from that. I remember a lot of ganks just coming straight down the bottom.
We didn't have a lot of them coming through the top lane, but I do know that there is a lot of them that come through that tri-bush top lane. Like
I'm sure
lot.
like Rek'Sai,
yeah.
fucking, that Shaco could have. I don't know. Anyway, but it's fine. It's yep. We'll play it into the preseason. Maybe we'll make it into regular season. Maybe we make it into ranked. I don't know.
I was about to say, is this the season we try to rank up? We see how far pre-patch can really go.
Maybe
That is
ranked is
if
so fucking sweaty.
sin lasts.
It all depends on if they bring duo queue back, because we wouldn't be able to play
Uh,
together otherwise.
You can't 4-stack, right?
I don't think you can
No.
4-stack.
I don't know.
So
Anyway,
we need to
Niggas
find a
gotta have,
fifth.
you gotta have a full 5. Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah. I don't know why we're dropping frames over on Twitch now too.
I'm pretty sure
I-
that was the stream.
It was just a hiccup. We're good.
No,
Yeah.
not I mean the stream, the gameplay.
Oh, I don't know.
I
I can't.
No,
I can't
it's
tell.
it's the full stream because everybody's lagging out.
I don't know.
Never mind.
I can't. I'm literally. Everything is like green on my end except for
Yeah,
It's
this
fine.
one.
what's going on.
It looks like it cleared up. Looks like a hiccup.
We'll do what we can. Sorry, guys. I can't control the internet. I have a lot of control over a lot of things, but the internet ain't one of them. So
Because maybe it's cold outside.
yeah, right. It's the South. We're not built for this shit. All right.
There it is again.
Well, let's go in and not show our show notes and talk and not show my that. Let's go and talk about the Twitch streaming news. Scruffy, I'm gonna let you talk about this one because you're the one that found this. So
Yeah, sure, man. It's actually kind of funny because so I put it in here as Twitch's literal title of their tweet, which is "Let's try this again. ... Abusing drops campaigns isn't allowed on Twitch." So this all stemmed from a tweet earlier today, pretty much announcing, and they deleted it since then, so I can't quite remember exactly what they said. You can probably find it somewhere, but announcing that they will no longer, or never support, but they are putting rules sets against drop farming on Twitch. Like the gaming drops and rewards and all that stuff. And they came out with a whole forum of it explaining kind of what it was about, and well, explaining is a loose term because they didn't explain shit really. They kind of just said, yeah, you guys can't do this anymore. No farming drops, and if you do, it's against TOS under scams and other bullshit. I can't again quite remember what was exactly said, but it was the fact that not much was said. Well, they cleared it up hours later, pretty much explaining that they are putting a rule set in place to take action against people who are what is drop farming, but against the streamer, not the viewer, which a lot of people were like really confused, like what is going on? Like what do you? They are going after streamers who are putting up videos or streams of either VODs or just totally random content that does not pertain to the drop that is in place. So under a certain game category, say like PUBG or something, and they're streaming either an old past VOD of PUBG or just something completely different, So yeah, that is, are we up?
yeah, we should. I killed the YouTube stream because I don't know, to save the Twitch stream essentially.
Okay, but we're up on
We're
Twitch
still up on
so.
Twitch. Yeah.
So yeah, there was just a lot of mass confusion. Leave it to Twitch to not give any context as to what the hell they're talking about. So yeah, it's always been a thing. It's kind of, honestly, I don't see why it even kind of came up, because I feel like this was always a known thing. Like you've always are supposed to been streaming in the category that you are streaming in. I guess it pertains more to like the VOD streaming VODs and faking content to farm drops. That is definitely not allowed. But yeah, nobody knew what the fuck they were talking about at first. They just really made no sense. So
So
Yeah,
I
this,
don't know.
I don't know.
this is just
it's
going
a-
against. Is this just going against the people that had like the 24 hours like streams up?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
pretty
going against
much.
people that whenever they have like drops in the title
Like
for
AFK streams.
like No Man's Sky. You see it a lot of times when No Man's Sky has a drops, right? You'll have people that have No Man's Sky drops in their title, but they're not even playing No Man's Sky, or they have like a VOD going on in the background, or they have like a replay going
Yeah.
on, right? Or they're not even playing No Man's Sky, they're playing like
Something
fucking Call of Duty,
completely
or
random.
something like that. Yeah, it's just it's a very weird thing to have, and it's one of those things where it's like I think it's a flaw in the system for Twitch. Like I don't think that
for
Twitch
the drop system.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like the actual drop system, I think that Twitch should have it to where like
I don't know.
they
Maybe like a
need to have
like a connection between like I don't know, something to realize that you're playing that game. You know how like you can connect
the only
your
way-
Steam account or
the
something.
only
I
way
don't
they
know.
could actually the only way they could actually do it is if they had like physical people watching the streams and making sure that people were,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, here's my thing: is why? I mean, to me, the drop system and is broken in general. I think it from from someone that that obviously I represent age, or I represent talent in this space. Like the drop system inflates numbers, right? It artificially makes things
Yeah.
larger than
Definitely.
what
Big
they
time.
really are. Like, why not just integrate that into Prime and just be like, hey, like instead of drops, you're just going to get this stuff for being part of Prime, right? Like, play the game, or
well, that's exactly why they don't, is because it inflates numbers and it looks good for them. That's the big reason I was confused as why they were putting rules in place, because people thought they were going against viewers that were AFKing in streams, saying that that's bot farming, and I was like, Twitch wouldn't want that, because if anything, drops are good for their numbers. Like they get
Yeah.
numbers from drops, so they're not gonna change that in any way. And plus, you already get drops from Prime anyways. You get Prime.
yeah,
like,
but I mean,
know.
you get Prime stuff, but I'm, like to me, if you look at how right now Twitch is not, they've openly said they're not profitable. This is widely, sparked everyone being like Twitch is going to be out of business, which, and go out, in the next 7 years, 5 years, whatever, which we've said, ourselves. But like, to me, this screams like, why not just, we're taking this away, which again, they should, like bot farming and drop farming should not be a thing, but I don't know, man. Like to me, like put it behind Prime, put it behind what's the other Turbo or whatever else. To be like, hey, pay for Turbo, you instantly get access to all of these drops, like all of this content that you're wanting, versus sitting there and watching. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I can tell you right now, I sit there and turn on a stream, bring the volume almost all the way down, just to get the drops unlocked because I want the drops. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
care about
that's
the content.
what everyone does, pretty
know.
much.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
don't know. I think it's a big thing in conjunction with the issues that they had with people embedding on sites recently. I think they're just trying to crack
Yeah.
down on like inflated numbers, bot counts, not valid actual viewership, everything like that. So
Do you guys see where the one guy that he got partnered that did this before they cracked down on it? I don't know what.
yeah, that doesn't shock
That
me. Yeah,
that embedded or drop farmed.
No, drop farmed. His channel had
Oh,
like
yeah.
257 consistent viewers or whatever else, and then he got partnered. He submitted for partner application
yeah,
and got it.
doesn't
I know.
shock me at all.
Never had
yeah.
It's just
one
that-
piece
well,
of live
it's-
content.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you how much that partner system is flawed, because all it is a check, pretty much, like a number. Like it goes through numbers. It's not manually checked by some real person,
Right.
so, unless it goes to a certain point. I'm sure some of them might be, but
Well,
yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, moving on. You know what?
Well-
Great segment into this. Accept your cookies. So Foamstar confirms that some AI art is generated, or it's some AI generated art. Some, which is it's the album covers, I think is what they said was what was done.
Yeah, it's a very, very small graphical
It's
images.
point-
That's
0.01% or even less.
yeah,
Mhm.
which begs to question why they even brought up the AI art thing to begin with, just because it's
because they
most
probably
games.
have to.
I mean, they do have to, but they don't have. I don't really like AI art and how it is currently. I think it's really cool tech. I think there's a lot of potential with it, but I think there's some ethics issues with it. And I think a lot of AI based stuff right now is automatically demonized just because of the ethical basis of a lot of stuff. Stuff like this, AI has been used. If you think that most modern AAA games don't use AI in some capacity, you're kidding yourself, just because with facial recognition, with a lot of the animation styles, a ton of
Honestly.
AI work gets put into gaming. So this should not be a surprise, and this honestly shouldn't even be a headline. The only reason it's a headline, in my opinion, is just because they're using Mid-Journey
Well, that's what I
specifically.
was about to say.
How is it Mid-Journey?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so what? Square has got a huge talent pool of like amazing artists, and even then, why not build a simple AI? 'Cause it's scraper or whatever else that, or something that will just scrape your own art that you have, throughout the game, and just generate your own shit. Like Midjourney,
Yeah.
it did like you went
Because it's
to
easier. It's easier.
yeah, but it like
Well,
Midjourney is
the
known
thing
to
you-
go grab like art that and pictures and
Well,
things
the
like
thing,
that that are
hold up. The thing you got to remember about Midjourney is we're thinking about the Midjourney that all of us have access to, the base level Midjourney, right? Midjourney has an option where you can essentially go in there, feed it your images, feed it anything that you want specifically. So granted, it can either be your specific content or anything that you find on the internet, right? That's the biggest issue that Bill has with AI in general, is that like it has such a high morality issue of like people can just go in and feed it whatever the fuck they want to. It's at that point, right? But
Right.
that's not stating that that's not what Square Enix did. Like Square Enix very well might have just fed them a bunch of fucking images that their art team has done, and then it spit out images for that. That's what they call training your AI. It's a trained AI model that you specifically have, that it's trained for your specific needs.
I mean,
So
we could
it's very
say
well
that
possible that could be what they did. But.
yeah, we can't say that it absolutely did that, but I don't know, man. Like it, I would like even this right here. It says that with tools such as Midjourney being criticized by some who perceive them as replacing professional artists, like in Mid, I would have not gone anywhere close to Midjourney. Like you could have. I don't know.
No, I think even if they were using Midjourney in the way that Enigma stated, that the stigma around Midjourney, what it was only going to create negativity
Right.
with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if they did it the right way, it still doesn't mean that it was, that it's, I don't, at this
I think
point,
that's
it's
going to
almost
be
like
the case with
NFTs. Like,
as I was supposed to, it's going to be the case with any AI driven game, or any game that has any sort of AI driven anything in it, right? Like we've already talked about it in the past few shows, at least, that we've had some issues with AI, like story and everything like that
And voice
The
acting.
writers, the
yeah,
writing,
voice acting, yeah, everything like that. So it's one of those things. Like AI right now is a very big stigma for the gaming culture in general, and I do tend to agree with like some of it on aspects of like the morality and like theft and everything like that, and like copyright issues and everything like that. But on the other hand, like I look at it as something where it's coming from like more of a good side of things, where it's like you can get a decent idea of what you want from like take for instance Sin's stuff, right? Sin's like specific like icon that he has right now, that entire idea was pretty much thought up inside of AI, and then we pushed it forward to an artist to make it better, to make it something that they wanted, right? Or that Sin specifically wanted. Yeah. So that's where I look at it with AI. Granted, that's not how
I was AI generated. I was like, am I really?
Yeah, I mean, you are AI generated. Yes, all of us are. We're all.
There's
in the,
no way
we're
there's
all
that
in
much
the system.
toxicity in one person.
But I lost what I was going to say.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that there is a world where we will get to a point where AI completely creates a game, or a game is completely created in AI?
Oh, yeah.
with
Yeah,
AI.
I think that.
but
I think we already have.
Because right now I feel like we already have, like you were saying, but it's just not triple. We haven't seen it, like, because it's probably not AAA.
Yeah, it's gonna
Like,
be
it's
something
not.
like that King Kong game.
Yeah, you know.
Well, you
I'm
look.
sure a lot of
You
those.
look at.
Yeah, those,
Well,
that
you
one's-
look at stuff like
mobile shit. The mobile market right now.
not the mobile shit, but what was that one the day before, right? Like the day before had Notorious for
Well-
like their AI voice acting, and a lot of
Yeah.
that was just like fucking. I can't say for sure that it was AI generated, but I guarantee you that a lot of it they used a lot of it with AI, right?
Oh,
Like a
sure.
lot of that was probably done with AI and stock assets.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
I also I will lean on the side where I want AI to continue, but it's more in the preservation of things, right? So look, it makes me sad every time I think about this, but the voice for Optimus Prime, that dude's gonna die at some point in time here in the next like probably 20 years, right? Like the dude's getting older. He's not gonna be able to voice, voice that for much longer. I would love to be able to see like AI be able to take that on and that voice is continued to be used, or we are able to continue to
Trying to
hear
think.
Yeah,
Optimus.
but
That just happened
on
recently.
the other side of things, it's like so yeah that it'd be it's a sad day when that voice actor dies, right? But like
Should a company be able to make
should-
money off of a dead
well,
guy?
not only that, but like should a company be able to monopolize that to a point where new actors that possibly could fill that role are barred out of that role because
not-
of AI
No, but
having
I'm
the
not,
ability to just
I'm
completely
not saying
redo that.
they should that it should be like nobody else can ever be Optimus Prime, but like I also think that like
But with-
I
You
mean,
also
with
get
that-
into a weird
but
ethical
with that-
issue there too, where people could potentially somebody could copyright your voice, and
Yeah,
then
well, that's
nobody
already
else, like
happening.
effectively locking
with-
you out of a job or locking your AI out of a your
Yeah.
voice pattern out of a
But
job.
with that, with being able to go down that route of like the future is, these actors or these voice actors or these singers die, right? Where they're just, are we going to get to a point where Michael Jackson comes back and they're making money off of Michael Jackson AI, right? Like that, I don't think that
I mean,
that's
they
something
kind
that
of
we
were
should
with his like
have, right?
virtual tours that they were doing.
Yeah,
That
but I
was
don't
before
feel like
AI,
that's I
but-
don't feel like that's morally based. Like I don't think that we should be doing that. Like
I
would wanna-
agree.
it's
Yeah.
one thing to be like
I don't
an homage. It's another entirely different thing to be like, yes, this is new content from Michael Jackson, even though he's been dead for 15, 20 years.
Like maybe
I mean-
under very certain circumstances. I've been trying to think of a case recently that they have actually somebody did pass away. I think it was a celebrity, and they went ahead and got permission from his family to then use their voice and continue it in with AI.
It
but
was
I can't.
it was a it was a
remember.
game recently. I
It
can't
was a
remember what the game was. We
I
covered
can't remember
it,
what it was. Yeah.
wasn't that dude
but-
from
but-
Destiny? The guy that did
Was it the-
No, I don't
Pavilion?
think so.
no
I don't
no.
think so.
Oh,
I think there
Zavala,
was-
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
Zavala. I thought it was him.
talking about that as well. But I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of. But and maybe under certain circumstances like that, like with the permission of the remaining family and all of that, and at that point, is it okay still? I don't know, but
I mean, I can tell you right now, like, look, one of my biggest regrets is that I never got to see Linkin Park play live with Chester as the lead singer. And if there was a situation where the family was okay with it and said, hey, we're okay with him, with you guys using some type of AI to basically allow this to continue and to be able to, I would 100% go see that on tour, or go see them on tour, and I don't see it as like, I don't see it there as saying like the company or the label is trying to make profit, which they are. But for me, it's like I see it as a homage to Chester and Linkin Park and that family to say like, yeah, like I absolutely would.
But that's what I'm saying though. That's an homage is fine. Like having it to where it's like it's the grand tour or the grand whatever a new like homage or whatever tour to Chester where they're going to use it as and they're singing his old songs, they're singing all the old songs, right? I'm talking about like entirely new songs. Can you believe if Linkin Park came out tomorrow and was like, hey, we got a new album out, Chester's back, he's AI?
Yeah, no, that would, yeah, no, I
buy
get that. Like, I mean, I get that. That would feel very weird, like, and very off-putting. But I do believe that the world that we're going to, like, you brought up Michael Jackson. Like, let me tell you something. If you don't think that
it'll
that-
happen 100%.
that like you know,
And that's
this
sad.
and like you know, I don't want to. So there was a creator that launched their own AI like bot that like you can that made like $37 million or something like that within the first, or maybe had 37 million downloads, $3 million within the first like 20 hours. Dude, if you don't think that like is going to eventually end up into some type of AI
No, it will,
robot,
100%, yeah.
robot, like that's where I think we're inevitably going.
That's the
I'm
problem with
wondering,
AI.
honestly, if like, and I'm reading chat right now, like some people are not okay with, you know, even the family giving permission, you know, to use an individual's voice after passing. And I'm wondering, because I'm not even sure if I'm okay with it, like if that feels right in my own head, if there's a way to make it right. And the only way I can think of is if we go down a route in the future of where voice actors, celebrities, you know, anybody signs something, but you know, before their passing, of giving pretty much the right for, like, you know, somebody to say, or their family to give permission, or somebody to, you know, pretty much use their voice.
Oh, that's coming
and live on.
100%.
I think that's going to have to be a necessity, right? Because that's ultimately, if you're not there to make that decision anymore, so there's got to be something written in paper, right?
There was actually a really wild episode of Black Mirror. What'd you say?
It's
okay. My Twitch went down, but we're good.
This kind of thing is very prevalent in like sci-fi, and like if you ever read like sci-fi, you know, stories or anything like that, it's very prevalent in like a lot of genres that are like almost world ending, like the world kind of came to an end, not necessarily like catastrophic or like the human race is gone, but like think of it more like Ready Player One, with the world ended.
Yeah.
Well,
right,
I mean,
where everybody got pushed forward into like more of like a digital mindset, and from that point forward, now you have these digital stars that are coming back from the grave and coming out with new albums and everything like that, and it just it doesn't sit with me correctly, you know?
I mean,
it feels weird.
It like I was saying, there's an episode of Black Mirror that's actually really interesting to watch. It's of this current season, but it's mainly where it's AI robots being used in place of people for being like sent to space and all this other kind of stuff, but allows you to still be back at home. And if you take that a step further and incorporate AI into it, like I mean, I'm a proponent of life existence, and like we're going to continue to figure out how to make life longer, right? And that is the only natural way that I see it. Like medicine can only go so far, but like injecting or transcending our mind into a robot form, and like continuously like going. I know we're going like way deep off the deep end, but like that's where I just naturally see it, and that's where I see
Quick.
There's another show I've watched on Amazon called Upload that is that same kind of idea.
Yeah.
But it's injecting your mind into like a virtual reality, pretty much.
Quick update. That game that we were talking about, that was Cyberpunk. That was CDPR. One of the Polish voice actors died like halfway through the development of Phantom Liberty, and they got permission from his family to use the AI voice to finish that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was that I was thinking of.
Well, chat's also saying James Earl Jones has already done this and actually assigned it a right for his voice to be used.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Like I
said,
it's gonna
has to
happen one way or another. Yeah.
So, okay. With how things are moving and how fast they're moving too.
God damn you, Foamstars! You're the one that did this.
We need to go back to the Microsoft Direct.
I know. I was just it just happened to be that, and I guess before we get off of Foamstars and we go back to Microsoft Direct, which got us back to Foamstars. Do you think Foamstars should be stopped being compared to Splatoon? Because Square Enix does.
No.
Fuck that.
Square Enix it's literally Splatoon.
It's saying, please stop comparing us to Splatoon because we are not Splatoon.
No. Sorry, Square. Not sorry.
I will have to get hands on with it before I can make that decision, because everything marketing wise says
Splatoon.
Yeah,
it's Splatoon,
literally.
bro. It's literally
I said it day one. I'm like, this is literally Splatoon. And honestly, for that fact, I just can't see it going too far, because that
I think it has a chance. If the gameplay is good, I think it has a chance.
Since it's under Square's
extremely
name.
popular.
Right, but it's also very heavily like what's the word for like the DBD community. They are very passionate about their game and their game only. They don't like competitors in that scene.
The difference is that Splatoon is locked down to the Switch, whereas
that and
the
Splatoon really
PlayStation
doesn't.
community is a whole different community from like people that typically play Switch. So
that and Splatoon really doesn't have that much competition, honestly. Like
No.
DBD is one thing. Like DBD has a shit ton of competition, right? Everybody is trying to do a DBD clone, essentially. Splatoon, I don't know of too many games that have tried to take on Splatoon.
It lives in Square's name, and for the fact like that Billy said that it is on other consoles. Is it just PlayStation and Switch or Xbox as well?
This is just
no.
This is just PlayStation.
Foamstars.
Foamstars is just going to be
this
PlayStation.
Is just PlayStation.
I think it might come to PC as well, or is it strictly
it's
PlayStation?
Just strictly PlayStation.
Just PlayStation.
Okay,
which is a really wrong move.
So,
well, it's also going to be
interesting. I mean,
one of the few games that launch directly to PlayStation Plus whenever it comes out.
That could save it though, like Bill said, because there is no market on PlayStation for games like this.
Here's the kicker. It launches to PlayStation Plus for 30 days. And then after that, you have to pay. It's $30 to pay for it. It's free. It is free for 30 days. Wow. And then it goes to a paid game. Now I don't know if they're gonna have if you get one of their higher tiers that they come with it, but it's gonna be $30.
I don't know.
Ain't no shot in hell people are gonna play this for 30 days and be like, yeah, that's worth 30 bucks.
I see here. It's the PlayStation Plus monthly game. Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. And then it goes away, and you have to pay for it.
I still don't see this game going too far because honestly,
I don't see
the reason Splatoon is huge too is not only just because it's Switch. It's because it's Eastern. Like it's huge on the Eastern side of things. I don't know if this is going to have that reach.
Well, it's also the Switch. This is one of the Switch's few and only multiplayer shooters. Like, whether you want to call it a shooter, painter, I don't care. It's a competitive shooter that's what Switch has. Like, there's nothing else out there.
So you're kind of right, but you're also kind of wrong. So it's the monthly game. Whenever it launches, if you download it and basically purchase it for free through the PlayStation Plus thing, you get to keep it. You don't have to pay for it after it goes off the monthly thing. It just has that 1 month of if you have PlayStation Plus, you get this game for free.
Well, you better go out and get it.
That's how most of the monthly games work. So that's a
little bit better. Honestly,
yeah, that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
I was about to flame Sony again. Like,
if they had to pay $30, that'd
again.
Be, yeah.
No, well, either way, I have not played the game, and I don't think
monthly game
$30 is that seems high.
I will play it. It comes out February 2nd. I will play it. I will stream it for you guys, and I will bring it to the podcast so you guys can see exactly how the game functions.
Bill's gonna be like, I played a budget fucking Splatoon. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go.
I'm a Square Enix show. I got to give it a try.
That was anything else that happened during this?
Avowed.
Indiana Jones game.
I was gonna say, can you actually? look for the Avowed gameplay.
Let's go to Avowed because I'm actually really excited to get Scruffy's opinion on this because like I Bill, I'm not entirely sure what your opinion is on like Avowed and like Fallout and the Bethesda games and everything like that, right? Like, were you a fan of those original ones that were made by Obsidian?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Ninja Theory. What is Ninja Theory doing?
The Avowed is in the front. It's like the very first one that they showed.
Yeah, Ninja Theory. It's just Hellblade 2.
Hellblade.
Yeah.
Did they give a date for that, by the way? Did they give a date during this for that?
So.
Hellblade got a date. Avowed did not. Hellblade's coming May of this year.
Okay, I was gonna say they have
did to. I thought Avowed got a date as well, didn't they? Or did it? Was it just like fall 2024 or something like that?
Well, I'm trying. You said it was at the end. It was Avowed.
It's like no, it's at the start. It's like towards the start. I think that in fact it was one of the first ones that they.
Yeah, May 21st is Hellblade 2.
Oh yeah, Obsidian. Here you go. She's talking about it. All right.
So yeah, in my opinion, coming from somebody that's played a lot of Obsidian games in the past, I played the original Fallouts. I played Fallout New Vegas. Really enjoyed those specific games from them. Really wish that Bethesda hadn't screwed over Obsidian and what are they called now? Are they still Obsidian? I think
They're still
Yeah.
Obsidian, yeah.
yeah. So I don't remember what their original name was. But they kind of screwed over Obsidian when it came down to Fallout New Vegas when it came to its technicality, of
Yeah.
their bonus and everything like that. So wasn't too happy about that. I'm really looking forward to this, man. Like Bill, you said something that I deeply agree with. What did you say about it? It brings memories of.
It looks like Shivering Isles from Oblivion, but like if
from
Shivering
Oblivion.
Isles was an
That was
entire
the
game.
that was the DLC, right?
Yeah, that was
yes.
the Mad
with
World
the
DLC.
mushrooms and the Mad World. Yeah, that was a really
Correct,
good
yeah.
one.
So they leaned extremely heavily into, I think, that style, or like that is mystique or whatever you want to call it,
kinda.
Aesthetic and everything like that. So, and I'm not entirely sure if that's just what they showed us, because like it seems like this entire area that they showed us is just like one section or like one little bit of a quest line that they showed.
Is this Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, so that's one thing that I was actually really impressed with, was the fact that like instead of going down the route of like Skyrim where it was like
just
spells,
magic and
spells are just in your hands.
Yeah.
Now it's wands, and I like the way I like the fact that they went down that route, because you can dual wield wands, you can dual wield pistol,
cool.
like two pistols. They kind of showed off some of the combat. The combat looks okay. I don't know.
Acceptable. It looks like your standard like
yeah.
Skyrim, Oblivion. Like
yeah,
you're
it's nothing to write home
the
about.
the magic and gunplay looks better than the melee currently, but
yeah,
the melee looks
lackluster, right?
It's like a VR game.
Kinda, yeah. It does definitely remind me of VR games.
This
for
is
sure.
gonna be the next game that gets
hands...
re-released 50 times.
Probably.
Oh, so I mean, so far
it doesn't look bad, man.
It doesn't look bad. I'm happy. I'm
more
seeing more gameplay right now. I've been waiting for more gameplay for a while.
I will agree with Bill in the fact that I'm a little like upset about the fact that like they're continuing the same bullshit. They have the same bullshit facial expressions for like NPCs when it comes to like quests and talking and everything like that.
Yeah,
I was really hoping that Obsidian would lean a little bit more heavily, considering they're in a freaking they have Senua. They have Senua probably right down the goddamn aisle from them. Like, come on.
Yeah, full motion capture, but no, they're just gonna do canned animations.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man, put a little bit more effort.
Yeah, they did the same thing with both Outer Worlds. They they didn't stray too far from changing it up from when they were in their.
And it doesn't look like they're gonna change it in this one either, unless this is just like really early. But I highly doubt it.
I'm not like mad over it. It is just them kind of, it's their little twist on, they've always been doing that.
I was the only thing that upset me about it is like I'm looking at it like I wanted you guys to be better than Bethesda,
like after that you split ways, like do your own thing now. But
I wanted you guys to be better than Bethesda, but still be like, hey Bethesda, we made a better fucking Skyrim than you did. Screw you, like that kind of shit. But so I don't know. It's guys, up in the air. I'm definitely
graphics. I'm getting kind of Baldur's Gate graphics and a bit like
I'm gonna throw it. I'll be the one that goes the naysayer. I think this looks like, I mean, graphically sure, but I think this gameplay and this stuff looks boring. It looks dated. It looks old. It looks like to me almost like if this was a launch game of the Xbox One or Series X or whatever the fuck they are, like it just gives me very much of like the launch style games. And
I don't think anybody's going to argue with you about that. We've said that the combat does not look great. Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's what
I'm trying to say though, is like I wish that they would have done better.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at Obsidian being like, man, they're really gonna fucking Bethesda over and give us like a great, a better version of Skyrim.
This
like
is a
they're
side grade.
not.
The only thing that I think they'll do better, and it's what they've done better consistently, is I enjoyed their writing style and their quest structure.
Yeah,
writing. I was just gonna say, because I felt the same way about the Outer Worlds as well.
Yeah.
The game play itself was lackluster. It was passing enough to play it and enjoy it and progress. But what really sells it is the story, the world, the random encounters and quests and all the liking, stuff like that. And I think that's what this game is going to live off of as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll see.
I'm in no disagreement.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's arguing with you on
Yeah.
that. It's not an
not a pretty
upgrade
game.
from what we get. Yeah.
Well, it does. Yeah, it doesn't. There's nothing in there that's just like when I first saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh, cool. I think it's gonna be like it. Well, I mean, we only saw a trailer, so it was a
I
teaser.
think the first trailer was pretty heavily
I think we all
manipulated.
were.
Yeah. So
as
getting
well.
and seeing this, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck have y'all been spending your time doing?
Yeah.
Like,
You think it's going to be another Starfield situation?
yeah. I don't. As
At
someone
least they're not advertising the
Yeah.
grandioseness of it like what
Yeah.
they did with Starfield.
I just don't. I don't know, man. Like for these games that I want and I need
I see that
Xbox to
Forsaken
not
Isles vibes though.
to knock it out
Yeah,
of
it's
the park.
huge.
Like I look at like we've said this over and over. Redfall was not good, right? Like Starfield was okay. Like it wasn't what they propped it up to be. So it comes out and it doesn't
Yeah.
have the home run feel that it should have or we were expecting. You have something like this, like it does. I don't feel like this is it's going to be a home run. Like I'm just like, can Xbox
Are you losing faith in Xbox making like progression in gaming?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
This isn't meant to be a
No,
gotcha
no,
question.
I know you're not.
Opinion.
I know you're not. I'm sitting here kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know if the Xbox doesn't know how to ensure that their studios are doing something amazing, or if they're in just such a dire need to be like, hey, we have to get these games out, like, and they need to come out and be good. Like, that's the thing. I'm kind of like, they're kind of like saying, as long as it's good, like it just needs to be good. Like, don't be Redfall bad, and don't be or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
that's
now they have
almost
a standard to
yeah.
base on.
I'm kind of like, if they do that, they're like, yeah, it just needs to be good, and that's not okay. Like, that's definitely not what needs to happen. Like, I think they shot themselves in the foot with Avowed because they were like, they teased it way too fucking early, right? And then they don't like, honest to God, do the Elden Ring route, right? Like, we've not heard shit about Elden Ring's new DLC. There's rumors that it may come out now, like, this month or next month or whatever else. It's teased, but we don't know shit about it, right? And we won't know shit about it until they're ready to release it. Why the fuck do this? Like, why bring this stuff out and show this stuff? Like, if it's gonna, like, I don't know. I have a hard time believing that somebody at that studio sat there and we don't know shit about gaming in the sense of like development or anything. Looked at it and was like, this is fucking banger, bro. Like, launch it. Like, come on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes. So to answer your question, I guess yes. I am losing faith in Xbox being able to manage studios appropriately.
I will say Cinema Hellblade 2 looks amazing, but Hellblade 1 was way ahead of its time. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hellblade looks good.
that's to the credit of Ninja Theory.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm still not sold on the fact that like a lot of the stuff we're seeing is actual combat, but we'll see. I guess I'm a little.
Hard to tell.
I'm a little iffy about it. Yeah, it's just weird
because it's a very cinematic.
It is, I know, but that's what I'm saying. It just makes it very extremely difficult when they're like actual in-game combat, or actual in-game footage.
Know,
but like it looks like a goddamn movie. Like
Ninja Theory,
it could be a movie like QuickTime Event Simulator, but I doubt it'll be that way.
Ninja Theory, aside from like the small flop that they had with that wasn't it Ninja Theory that did that multiplayer game, Scruffy, that me and you played? It's like that.
You play a lot of
yeah, no,
games.
but it was.
I was about to say that's extremely descriptive.
No, but it was that like Overwatch style clone kind of thing. I don't know. I'll have to find it, but it was like it came out. I don't know. I'll have to look and see. But anyway,
Bleeding Edge.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that was it. Wasn't that Ninja
Theory?
Theory?
Out of my ass,
yeah, Bleeding Edge.
Yeah, that game flopped.
Like that game was just, but that was also very much out of their norm. I don't know. I think Bill, you're right. Like it's an attest to Ninja Theory versus Xbox. Like I don't. To me, this is not like Ninja Theory could have done this on a fucking PlayStation. They could have done this on a PC. Like I don't see like Xbox being like the one that like pushed ninja theory to make this game better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they were going to make a good game regardless.
which makes me lose hope in what they could do possibly with Activision.
Yeah.
I need them to do something with that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
skip to the end. The other surprise that they did was
the Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones game.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did see
But it's
that
a
trailer for
but
that.
it's a first person Indiana Jones game.
Don't be skipping over the fucking the 4X game, bro. They announced our Histories of Untold.
Go back to it. Oh God, I'm out. I don't trust anything that comes out of this man's mouth. Fuck Todd Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't he the one talking? They're talking about Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
He's talking about it. Yeah, fuck.
No,
Yeah,
it's
why
Bethesda.
is-
Yeah.
This is Bethesda. I
Yeah, I
barely
believe so,
seen
yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this really?
this.
Wow.
This.
Yeah. Which is why it's first person and why
Interesting.
it's the way that it is. I'm interested. I'm curious.
Okay.
Like this is Bethesda made, not like one of their subsidy companies. This is Bethesda
Yeah.
made. So
So what are they?
Yeah, it's gonna be an
going for
interesting
here?
one, man. It's a first person like exploration like puzzle game with like
It's
with, like,
Like,
Uncharted.
and-
like a Nathan Drake,
Yeah,
Uncharted. I
kinda,
was
yeah,
like, 'cause,
kinda,
like,
yeah.
if you're doing
to
an
be fair,
Indiana
Uncharted's
Jones game,
based off of Indiana
Well,
Jones
it
to begin
is,
with.
yeah. So, but that style of game, I mean, if that's what they're going for, I guess.
I'm out. Executive producer Tom. I'm out. I don't know, man. I don't. Is this something that we needed? Is this something that anybody asked for? Like, you know, I don't know.
You know, they
I
didn't
mean,
even.
it's an interesting. I feel like it's an interesting thing. Like, I think that Indiana Jones, like there's a lot that you can do with Indiana Jones. Like
They,
when
they
it comes
didn't
down
even
to
get
it,
Harrison
but
Ford to mocap, or to
I mean,
for
he's-
facial.
he's like 80. Like,
You act like as if they couldn't DH him. It takes like
I mean,
2 clicks.
they
with
could,
the-
but
Yeah, I'm just saying. They probably
But-
couldn't afford him. Let's be real.
I mean, it's very possible. Yeah.
It's just-
I don't. Like,
That's why.
I think it looks okay, but like it's not super amazing. Like it's nothing to like write home about.
Again,
about, like-
I will go back to what I said earlier. This looks like a fucking console launch game. Like, I get console launch vibes out of this. And if you know, and if you're
what do you exactly mean by that? I'm
I
actually
knew
just
I
curious,
knew
like,
I was that's what I was about to say, because I knew somebody
I just want to know, like what is
so
your terms for a console launch game? Like,
it is console launch games notoriously are things that like are used to showcase the power of the system, but they're not like all like great usual gameplay. Like very, very rarely do you get a launch game that like is just out of this fucking world.
so
amazing.
like a tech demo, like a but
kinda.
a full game tech demo.
like it's they're not like anything super. They don't do anything like super fucking crazy, over the top, new and exciting. You know, they're just there to like kind of look pretty. Like, I'm looking at all this, I'm like, it looks really pretty. Like, it looks like, you know, really great. Like a tech, you know, can show me what the system can do or whatever else. But when I'm watching the gameplay, when I'm watching, like, I did see some of like the whip stuff, not in this, but in another trailer that I was watching or whatever else. It just, the shooting, it all was just kind of like, okay. Like, you went for almost, I need to make it look really, really pretty, and the gameplay is just going to suck, or be mediocre. Like, I don't
I
get,
mean, it's a movie game. I don't doubt that that's probably going to be the case. Honestly,
Right,
is the fucking
the problem that I'm at though is that we are in a life cycle where now, or within this system's life cycles, right? We are at the midpoint to, you know, what, like, how long has PlayStation and Xbox been out? 4 years now, right?
Longer, I think.
5 years, right?
4 or 5, maybe. Yeah.
I think we're going to be coming up on the 6th-year mark, right?
I don't know. Keep talking.
So if we're, you know, around that, like, right, we're about to have the half step consoles.
Release 2020.
So we're
So
on 4
it's
years.
It's actually
right?
less.
So we're 4 years in. Well, we're going to be 4 years in. We're going to be coming up on the half step console, or half step, you know, console generation or whatever. We should be getting things that are progressing this way more forward. And this all just seems like, at least from what Xbox has showed with Avowed and with this, of being a very mediocre experience, but like it looks really pretty, and that's what we're going for.
I mean, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to echo something that's being said in chat. They're saying I honestly have no real hope for or excitement for anything being made by AAA studios these days. I'm
True.
kind of the same way, man. Like
Yeah.
recently, AAA studios have not been putting out really anything that's worth a damn.
No,
I
we've
mean,
said that in the
there's
past. Really,
one or
it's-
two.
it's-
There's one or two bangers that are like, oh, that's kind of cool, but it's not anything that's like pushing the technology or pushing the gaming forward in any sense. Really, indie gamers or
Yeah.
indie developers are the ones that are pushing gaming forward these days in a lot of instances and in a lot of cases. So
Yeah,
it's
that's what I was gonna
that's
say.
kind of sad. But on the other hand, we're looking at like the big AAA developers right now that we're looking at, like especially in this one, right? Bethesda. They've been around for a very long time. Maybe it's time we retire them, you know?
Yeah.
Like
No,
if they
I mean,
can't continue to bring out better.
They bought this company. They gotta milk
Yeah.
them for all
No,
they can
I'm
get.
aware. Yeah, 100%. But again, it's one of those things where it's like the current, and I don't know if it's the current developers or the current management that's doing it. Well, maybe it's Todd Howard, and he's just not willing to let Bethesda be pushed forward into the
Well,
2024, right?
He should be.
This
out
is
of
his
the-
last. Yeah, the Elder Scrolls 6 is his last. According to him, at least, we don't know if
Yeah.
that's going to be the case or not. But according to him, Elder Scrolls 6 is his last game with Bethesda, right?
Yeah.
So he's retiring from there, and maybe we'll start seeing some forward movement. I don't really have all that much, hope in that. I'm hoping
Well,
that it does, but I don't see it happening.
So I agree with what Chat's saying about the AAA stuff, but at the same time, I'm also going to disagree with some of the comments about saying that they don't take risk. And I'm like, I think you look at something like we're gonna talk about Remedy a little bit farther on, but you look at like Remedy, and Remedy, I equate them to a AAA. They've done some really amazing stuff, right? Like obviously they're not a Bethesda, they're not a fucking Rockstar.
What do they make?
But they did Alan
Remedy.
Wake 2, like Alan Wake,
Okay.
Alan Wake 2, like they've done a few other things. Alan Wake 2, phenomenal game, right? It didn't take huge amounts of risks, but it
That's what I
still
was
was
gonna
like
say. Yeah.
it still was a very well put together game, a beautiful game. The story was well written, the gameplay was phenomenal. Like you don't have to take these major risks, but do something very, very well. Again, Uncharted was, like Bill said, based off of Indiana Jones. It didn't take huge risks, but it didn't necessarily push a genre. Well, I don't know. Uncharted 1, I think, pushed the genre forward with adventure games. But it still
I don't know,
played
I
very
never
well,
played it,
handled very
so-
well. If you
It
like
did, I
Tomb Raider,
think.
like it did a lot of things really well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like yeah, I don't know, man. I agree with you. AAA is the way to, or AAA is lost its fucking thing. But I just,
At least the big names. I think like some of the smaller names we're starting to see some good stuff out of, but like the big names like Bethesda, like even Activision. Like I'll say it with Activision, right? Activision
yeah.
hasn't done anything new in
No.
years, right?
Activision is just
So,
a fucking.
It's just I don't know.
money whore recently with their games.
But you get stuff like Ninja Theory and Senua, right? That I'm just like, okay, they're doing some new shit. Like that's actually
Yeah.
really cool, right?
mark my words, I guarantee you that Senua will make more money than what this will.
Oh,
I have
guaranteed.
no doubt.
I don't
Yeah,
doubt
that's
that,
that's a guarantee.
Like
Yeah.
So, all right.
I'm curious to see what their price point on this is. I'm guessing it's going to be a $60
It'll
title.
Oh,
be a
full
60,
price.
70, yeah.
For
and that's
sure, full price.
that's gonna be just ridiculous. It's gonna deter a lot of people.
So this is the 4X game. This is Aura. History,
Aura
what is it?
History's
History
Untold. History Untold. It's a 4X game. It's like what's the word? What's the game I'm looking
It's like
at?
Civ, right?
Civ, yeah. It's basically
Oh.
just a Civ game. If you're not into these kinds of games, obviously this isn't going to be for you.
This is like
I'm
Minecraft
I'm
Legends,
personally
Shut up.
no. Don't make me slap you.
Shut the fuck up.
No, but
Finally,
if
it's
you're
somebody
not
else's
into
chance to
these-
get yelled at.
if you're not into these types of games, then obviously this isn't going to be for you. I'm personally a big fan of like Civilization games. I'm personally a big fan of like 4X games. I like Civilization and those other types of games. The one thing that I saw that was kind of cool with this one is I guess they're trying to make a different, like a new style of like continuous gameplay, where usually in these types of games like Civilization, it's a very slow process of playing the game because like if you're playing with multiple people, you take your turn and then you have to wait for the other people to take their turn, right? With this one, I didn't understand entirely what they were talking about because they kind of said it in legalese, right? But it's like from what I can get from it, you're not going to have the same like wait times between ending turns as you would in like Civilization or some of those other
So
4X games.
is it like
Uh,
some like everybody's taking their turn at the like they're all progressing at the same not same
Kind
pacing
of.
but same you're all taking your same turns, right?
Kind of, yeah. From what I
That's
can understand, it's
super
supposed to be like
interesting.
a form of like constant,
I like
like
that.
same, like you're taking the same turn with everybody else. I don't know how they're gonna do it. That seems like a really weird way of doing it because, like, obviously, if you have somebody in the game that gets up and goes and makes some, makes gets a drink or something like that, I don't know how they're gonna handle that. But
You
it's
pause.
kind of interesting.
No, well, for I love the like this is another one of my like kind of closet games that I really like or closet styles that I really do
Yeah,
love. Like I'm a huge like Civ nerd, though I don't play a lot of it. Like I really enjoyed Civ 5 when it launched. Total War. I like watching those and kind of getting into it. What I have said this from the very beginning of the Sim, like when they relaunched Sim City, and it was supposed to be kind of like an online experience. Um,
yeah,
I said that it would be dope for someone to do a game like Civilization that is always on and it's always progressing, but it's like an you inhabit an MMO like style world, and so you're all on this world, but everybody is progressing at their own pacing, right? So and you're discovering thing, and it's just like an always on risk global thing, right? And it's just constant progression, and you're seeing like Enigma, you may have a civilization over in your country that gets to the fucking Iron Age, and I'm sitting over here still dicking around in Stone Age or whatever, but like, and then you somehow build a ship and basically relive the world, right? Like you're gonna go like, but in
yeah.
this chance, the Aztecs may kick the shit out of the Spaniards and kick them back to fucking Spain, like but it's always on and always progressive. Is that
Yeah.
what they're doing
So
with this?
I no, I don't think it's going to be like an MMO. I don't think that you're going to get your
Fuck.
Are
regular
those
multiplayer
mechs?
fix like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Civ games have like further introductions of like technology and everything like that. So like you can go
I
into
was just
space and everything
thinking
like
like
that. So
how so this game is going to
the
be a mix of like different generations and
well, that's what they do.
That's what
Yes,
it
like
is. Yeah.
Civilization, you can go through the different ages.
Yeah,
You
you
go
get
from
to
like
the
Iron
space
Age
age.
to the space age. Yeah. So
I've
this
never
one's kind
played
of
so.
interesting. This one's kind of interesting in the fact that like it's not. I'm assuming that you can focus on like militaristic and military style gameplay, but they also have like other styles of gameplay where it's like they mentioned being able to build like we saw it like the pyramids, right?
Yeah.
That's a way of like progressing into the game is building these giant landmarks that progress your society instead of doing like militaristic campaigns, which is an interesting way of doing things. They also mentioned like some kind of like a crafting system. Again, very weird how they explain some of this stuff. I didn't really understand a lot of it, but like I guess they've got like a crafting system. She's talking about it right now. They've got like a crafting system where like you can build certain like you have to do the crafting system for militaristic campaigns. You have to be able to build your gear and your equipment in order to do the militaristic campaigns. You have to be able to craft in order to make these giant like pyramids, right? It's like a key integral inside of the actual campaign. So it's gonna be interesting. If you like these types of games, I think it'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. It's made by the same people that made Civ 5, I believe, Oxide. So
Oh yeah.
it should be a good one, man.
I'm
They
excited.
they know what
I'm
they're doing.
excited for seeing this, dude. This is like I saw trailers or teasers for History Untold, but this is the first time actually seeing the gameplay. This has got me excited.
Yeah, it looks good, man. And again, it's not for everybody. Like it really isn't. Like
No.
It's only for nerds.
Sure.
yeah, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
I'm
Enjoy
excited
it.
for what Unreal Engine 5 is going to be able to do for 4X games, dude. Like,
Yeah, that'd
I
be cool.
think they're going to be some dope shit. And I actually do recommend, like, Civ 5 is extremely cheap. You can go get Civ 5 right now for like dirt nothing.
Not only Civ
you should
5, but
try it.
also keep talking. Let me go and
It's
check. Age of
Is that
Wonders.
Lord Fire
If you've
Squad?
if you've never had like a 4X experience,
Is there
like
a
you've never
swamp in
played a
this?
4X. Oh my god, shut the fuck up, Scruffy.
How does it feel to be interrupted?
If you've never had a 4X experience, like Age of Wonders is a great 4X to get into as well, because it's like your introduction into a 4X, but it also has like those fantasy styles that kind of like intrigue people almost.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And Age of Wonders is always on sale.
Civ 5 is a really good one too. It eases it's one of the most new person friendly of the Civs.
I always felt like it looked very daunting.
Well, yeah, because if you but it also will, if you're new to it, it has settings that are very like, hey, like this is your first time into it, like it'll walk you through.
This entire franchise, though, like this entire gaming space is extremely daunting too. Like 4X is not something that you get into. And you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go and play it on a Saturday afternoon. You know?
Yeah.
You want what is it? Dwarven Fortress, right? You want the fucking full experience. Go play Dwarven Fortress. That shit'll make you.
What's that? Frost. It's coming out with a sequel. The Frozen one.
Frostpunk's. I don't know if I consider a 4X. It's not really a 4X though.
It's kind of is. It's a 4X. It's more of a colony sim. It's more of a colony sim than a 4X. But
gotcha.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I have had interests in these games, but I just, like I said, I look at it from an outsider's perspective. I just see it like, just seems like it'd be too much.
You want daunting.
Like
you want daunting jazz. 4X. Go play Warhammer. Warhammer 40K.
Oh,
that's daunting. That's daunting for me, man. Like I have a hard time getting into that.
Dude, Total War games are fucking.
Yeah.
Woo, man. You want like, we'll talk about that later because we got to get the podcast movie. But 4X, dude, Total War is intense. To get into. All right. Well, we also have this. We talked about movie games with Indiana Jones. Well, what about a game that is becoming a movie? Are you guys interested in Until Dawn becoming
that's already
I would actually watch this.
I've seen this show. I know what happens. Like this one, I'm all for Sony branching out and making movies out of game franchises, but this one was literally like so close to a movie as a game that I don't understand.
Yeah. I won't lie, man. Like
this just feels like
I would watch this. I would watch this just because I don't do like horror games, but I'm okay with horror movies. I would never play Until Dawn, right?
It's a great
but I would watch a video. I would watch a movie. I would definitely watch the movie.
Isn't this part?
I will watch this.
You can watch the game played no commentary online.
I could.
Plus,
but I don't want to.
But the thing about this, like, they're not. The thing that frustrates me about this is the game is going to be better. Like 100%.
Yeah.
Like they can make the best horror movie possible.
This is gonna be the rare.
The game is going to be better based off solely off the fact that
for sure
there's multiple endings depending on who you can keep alive and who you can't. There's multiple paths. It was all based on the butterfly effect. They can't capitalize the central component of Until Dawn.
Yeah.
In a movie.
What if they could? What if they give the viewers the option of picking, hey, like a choose your own adventure story?
If they did,
I guess that turns into
like a Minecraft choose your own adventure shit on like a book.
They're doing it with Silent Hill,
or they do the
viewer
Clue movie thing where they have like different versions in different theaters, and then when everybody's talking about it, they're like, "This is how my movie ended." What?
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool, man.
Movie?
You guys
I ain't gonna lie, I would dig that.
Y'all ever read the Goosebump books where you pick your own adventure? It's like, if you want this ending, skip to page 139 or whatever.
All right, so real quick, funny story about this, and I swear to God, it 100% true. And I've never been afraid of my grandmother until this point, right? So we went to Universal Studios, all right? She was super, super, super invested and into, I forgot what the fuck it's something that Nickelodeon like had. I don't know, man. She loved it. Like she was all about it. And they had a ride that you could go in, and it was basically it was a movie that you would all sit in, and then you would vote on what happens, and the popular vote won. So you sit there and you vote, and I'm telling, there had to be like the thing had been out for a while. It was old. There was maybe like 15 people in this audience, and they're voting. My grandmother did not win the vote, and she stands up in the middle of the fucking thing and yells out, and she's like, whoever keeps voting for this fucking outcome, I swear to God, I'm going to find you and beat the shit out of you. Like, I'm just thinking as you're like, my movie didn't end, dude. God. I would love to be able to be sitting in a movie theater and be like picking, and like the audience picks it. Because like, think about it, if they did that with Marvel, and like, you know, Iron Man didn't get the stones and snapped, and it's the movie ended. Like
Yeah.
that's how it ended. Was just
That'd
Thanos
be-
won. That's it.
Be the better movie.
Shut up.
The
Anyway.
choice that needed to be made in those movies is stopping fucking Quinn with
Yeah,
Thanos.
right.
Yeah, right.
But no,
Anyway.
I'm with
Yeah.
I that's my biggest thing is like I would never personally play the game because I don't like horror games, but I would definitely watch the movie. And granted, yeah, like you said, it's not going to be as good as the actual games. And I
Yeah.
could probably go and watch like the cutscenes and
The
probably
thing
get the same
too
experience.
is
But
this movie is going to be uber predictable, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Isn't
unless
it part
they
of an
completely
anthology?
change the-
yeah,
Yeah, it's the Dark Picture anthology.
Well, but I don't think they're related though.
No, they're not. They're all
it's-
separate. It's like
yeah,
the
they're-
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
The one saving grace to this though is it is the director and writer for the Annabelle series and stuff like that, and they do know how to make
fuck
a good
that, bro.
horror movie.
Fuck that.
I don't.
You say Annabelle, it was the same director as The Conjuring? That's the
Yeah,
whole that
yeah,
whole
that
universe
whole
is
universe.
the one director, right?
yeah.
Get
Yeah.
that
They,
out of
they
here,
are
bro.
yeah, is actually really good.
Well, we'll
Conjuring's
see
top
how it
tier.
does.
Like
Maybe
it.
I'm writing it off too early. And you guys brought up the fact that I didn't even think about where people just can't handle being in control of like those kinds of situations. I
just
feel
I
that.
don't do well with fucking horror games. Like I've tried in the past, but I've tried with a lot of games, man. I just don't. I hate it, dude. I already get tense when it comes down to like us playing fucking League. Put me in a goddamn horror movie, and I'm just like,
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
So
I don't know.
Well, we'll see how it does. Sony hasn't really missed so far with their movies. Like Gran Turismo is good. Twisted
They're-
Metal had an
yeah.
audience, I'm sure.
I mean,
Dude,
It
it's
wasn't
so,
me.
I've watched it because we just got Peacock, and I started. It is like hilariously just like you watch it because it's bad. Like that's why you watch it.
is Sony Peacock?
Do you think they're self-aware of it?
Oh,
No,
100%.
just
Made it with
They
released,
have
okay.
to be
Oh, okay.
100%
On
that they're
Peacock.
self-aware. Yeah.
I was
uh,
curious about it because like I just got done watching Ted, and I wasn't sure if that was a Sony.
I
thing or
do
not.
want to watch Ted.
So Ted is awesome, bro.
I
Ted
think
looks
that
pretty good.
something like this, here's what if it flops, they need to lean into the flop. And I think they need to go down the Resident Evil route, where like the Resident, Evil,
route, yeah.
movies became fucking terrible.
The
But they were
barely
s-
B tier movies.
I
Love 'em,
own
though. I
every
love 'em.
single
Yeah,
one of
I'm
them.
with you, man.
Like,
That and the Silent
I'm right
Hill
there with
movie.
you.
Like
Yeah.
they all had that grimy charm to it. That's just
That
shitty, but
90s
it's
horror movie
great.
charm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, it'll be interesting to see what the outcome of that is. And speaking,
I'm
of,
excited for it.
Speaking of outcomes and things that Enigma is actually excited about, let's talk about Smite 2. That got announced, and I don't know, man. I'm not as excited as you guys are for Smite 2. I looked at that.
You say I'm excited. I said that I was interested in.
Dude, I saw the excitement. Your nipples perked up and everything.
Yeah.
There's
don't-
some
I might have
stuff
had a
to be
half shot.
excited about with Smite 2. For one, they're not nuking Smite 1. This is gonna
Good.
exist
They're not.
independently of
They're not
Smite.
pulling what's
Overwatch.
called
Yeah.
Overwatch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But aren't they?
So-
But aren't they? Like, come
No.
on. Okay, hold on. Like, yeah, they're not nuking the original yet. But also, like, this is a game from, and again, we have not gotten hands-on or anything like that, but like, it's a Smite 1 that's looks prettier. It's in Unreal Engine 5. Yes, they're taking a lot of like the I think they said like the itemization is getting changed, and a lot of reasons why I
Yeah.
stopped playing Smite 1, right, and bringing it into Smite 2. But I don't know, man. Like they like hearing this too, where like your skins aren't going to carry over. I don't know, man. Like to me, this is a very. I think it's scummy.
Yeah.
I think it's shitty.
The skin thing, I was kind of the same assumption as you. Like I when I first read about it, and we were talking about this. Me and Bill were talking about this a little bit in the podcast chats. But I thought it was a little scummy at the beginning, and I still kind of see it as a little bit of a cop out personally, where they're like, well, it would take us like
Their reasoning
8
is
million
bullshit.
years in order
Yeah.
to bring everything, and I'm like, that's bullshit, dude. There's definitely some way that you could have brought those skins over without
246 years for one
200
As
person.
far as I know,
years, yeah.
there is no way for them to directly port them over, like the assets and
I
whatnot.
don't know, man.
They have to.
I-
They would have to
maybe
rebuild all
not-
of the assets.
Well, that's
like
yeah,
100%.
that's what
And that's not
that's what I was
just
about to say.
skins.
Is like
It's not
maybe
like
not directly
League,
do it.
where a lot of their skins are just like a base skin and like no animations. This is like custom animations on every single spell. Sometimes the character moves completely different. They basically have to rebuild the entire character model from the ground up for some of these skins, or like a lot of these skins, and have new voice acting work put on, because a lot of the skins change the
Yeah.
voices and stuff. So
So that's kind of where I was coming from. I was like, I don't know. I still kind of think it's a cop out personally, but I can understand where it's coming from. It'll take a lot of work. I understand it would take a lot of work to get them over. But I do agree with Bill. Like Bill, you had said that you feel like it's a decent compensation. Like they're giving you comparable compensation to it, right? Or at least you agreed with the compensation. I don't know.
yeah, kind of. It would be better if the legacy gems could be able to 100% purchase a skin, but they
Yeah.
don't. They just give you
So-
basically a
They give you-
50% discount.
The way that I look at it is like
Yeah.
obviously they're not going to give you free skins like that would some of these people probably have hundreds of skins, right? I don't know how many skins are in Smite,
A lot.
but I would imagine there's probably a lot. I don't think it's comparable to like League, obviously, but they probably have quite a
it's
few.
up there. It's
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not an insignificant amount. I'm sure that they have
Yeah.
quite a few, but
it's just got the years on it.
but like giving you 50% off and then making you pay 50% of the fucking cost for
Yeah.
a skin with real money,
Yeah.
that just seems like it's like, yeah, we're only kind of screwing you over.
So
Yeah.
Good job. Thanks for supporting us for once on Smite 1 for so long.
so let me ask this, all right? And I'm not even playing devil's advocate. I'm just being Sin. Why are we not okay with how Arc handled Arc and Arc 2? But I'll say this is free. Hold on. I get it, the game's free, right?
Yep.
But like the skins
There's your
aren't.
answer.
No. The skins aren't, like the champions aren't, right? Like you have to pay to buy the champions or play to get them back. And have they said that like all of your champions move over?
I mean, it's a Smite pass for it's not like League where you buy them individually. I don't think. I think it's.
I mean,
I think you can,
You
but there's
can buy
there's
them
a pass.
individually,
Yeah.
but they have a
Right.
pass
God's
that you
pass.
can get them all.
So I'm just saying,
I don't
why,
know-
like,
I don't know
why
if
are
those
we
transfer.
okay? Why are we gave Arc shit, which rightfully so, like, but we're not giving this or no. And again, we haven't played it and they haven't given all the details, but everything I'm seeing here is just, this is a fucking Unreal Engine 5 update right
Well,
there. Built in Unreal Engine
again,
5 update for Smite.
Again,
Like-
this company is not charging you for them to learn how to essentially fucking make a game in Unreal Engine 5.
Well, sure, but
You
they're
can
not-
argue the
if-
fact that they're going to charge you for skins, but obviously
and
that's
and
a
if I
choice
don't-
of yours, right?
they,
Like they're not going
I
to
don't
go
know,
out there and
man.
be like, well, we're going to charge you $40 for Smite 2, even before, like if you would have had to have purchased Smite 1, right? Which I know a lot of people did to purchase the God Pass or whatever it was, right? When it first came out, it gave you whatever gods were out beforehand, right? They're not going out there and being like, I know that you guys just paid an absorbent amount of money for
Some
Smite
people-
1 and all the DLCs for Smite 1. Now you have to do it again
that's
just because we want the experience to develop in Unreal Engine 4.
That is
or
literally
Unreal
what
Engine
they
5.
just did with, let's just say, skins, because we don't even know. And based off what they're saying for skins, I'm going to say they're going to do the same thing for champions. That's exactly what they're saying. Like, you have to rebuy the skins. You have to, I would almost bet that they're going to say that you need to rebuy the characters or passes or whatever else to get access to the things that you already own. Literally, that right
Yeah.
there
And
there's Bacchus, there's
we've
Ymir,
both complained
there's-
about that.
Like but I just don't. We flamed Arc developer for doing what essentially this is
Did we
doing.
not just have a conversation stating we didn't like the fact that they were going to make you pay for the skins again?
I'm just saying
I'm pretty
that
sure
we're
that's
not, we're not
the
going in-
conversation we literally
think-
just got done with.
I
He
think
wants
that-
more fire. He
I
wants
do
more
want more
aggression. He
fire
want-
because I think this is bullshit. I think what they did with Ark is
you're-
bullshit.
You're
I think what they did with this
you're
is
comparing
bullshit.
apples and oranges to Ark and a free-to-play game.
It's not free. It's not free to play if the content that's paid in this game are the skins and the champions, and they're
You
telling
can still play
you
the
have
game
to-
entirely without skins.
right, but
You can't play
you-
Ark 2 Survival Evolved or whatever without the skins. You have to
You
play for
can't-
Ark to play the game.
You can still play this game without the God Pass too.
Yeah.
But they're making
Just
you
like- just
rebuy
like League.
content that you already own. They're literally making you rebuy
Nobody's
content
making
that
you because the
own.
original game's still
Yeah,
going to be there.
nobody's
Yeah.
making you pay for it at all. They're not shutting down official servers like Ark did.
Right now, I'm telling you, man, Mark, I'm telling you, I am using the PP power to fucking look into the future, and my crystal ball is telling me that give it a year, maybe year and a half max. Smite 1 will be shut down. Smite 2, you will
No.
not. You will have to pay for the fucking champions again. You're gonna have to
I
rebuy
don't
I
the
think you'll have to
skins
pay for the
again.
champions again. I don't.
And I
I,
think
don't
that's
see
bullshit.
them shutting Smite
I
1
don't
down.
see it shutting down that fast because they know there will be an uproar. That's the
that.
only thing that keeps it alive is because of the accounts that people own and the skins that they own.
Nah.
They at least live on in Smite 1 opposed to being credited in Smite 2 and just totally disappearing if they
Nah.
were to shut it down.
So
I think it
let
lives
me
on and it will still have a player base, but you'll just have the
So let-
option of either Smite 1 or 2 now.
let me just address you and what's going on in chat, right? I agree. They shouldn't make it so that you have to charge or that you have to purchase every one of your skins again. Like, I've said that already. I think it's a cop out that they're stating that there's no way for them to push forward any ability to have skins from your old game in the new one. I personally feel that's a cop out. Granted, it might not be. I don't know. I'm not a developer. To me, it just feels like it's a cop out. And I also agree that it's kind of fucked up for them to be like, well, we're only going to give you half of the value for skins, the skins that you already paid for. If anything, I believe that they should just give you fucking the amount of whatever
Gems
it
that you
is,
purchased on
crystals,
your
gems,
account, yeah.
whatever. They should
let
just
them
give
work
you
it
that
full.
and let you work out
How
whatever you
about
want
you
to on the
just
new one.
do what this actually is and just upgrade the fucking game to Unreal Engine 5? Them calling this Smite 2, this saying it's a sequel. Again, I'm going off of the fucking trailer that they revealed, right? Because that's all we have to play. We didn't get hands-on time to play it. We have to go off of what we've seen and what you're telling me in a reveal trailer. Long-awaited sequel. This isn't a sequel. The lanes look like from here, right there. If I pause this, come here. Fuck, let me go back. If I pause that on that screen, the fucking the map looks
Yeah.
almost identical. Billy, you've played this more than anybody. right?
Essentially, all
It's
you're
the
getting is a prettier upgrade to the actual graphics.
They're changing a lot of the back end systems.
Well, that's what I was gonna get at.
They're changing
Again,
itemization.
which could be done in the
that's what I
current
was gonna
model.
get to.
Could be done in the current game. Correct me if I'm not right. If I'm wrong, right? They could. I mean, League does it. League fucking adds Mythic. They take away Mythic, right? Like I can't believe I'm saying that League did something right, but like
Again, the original game's still going to be there.
Right, but why?
This is like.
this is like saying,
Do you think that Blizzard would have gotten as much backlash for Overwatch 2 if they wouldn't have shut down Overwatch 1? If you still had the ability to play Overwatch 1 instead of Overwatch 2 if you so chose?
I would still be playing Overwatch 1.
I think that they
The changes that they are making to Smite in this regard are similar to the changes that they made with Overwatch 1 to 2. They're that kind of change, and they're changes that not everybody is going to like.
Well, that was scummy personally. And in my opinion,
it was very
Overwatch 1
scummy.
and Overwatch 2 was a terrible decision.
It was very scummy, dude.
And honestly, the change from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2 has hurt Overwatch like irreparably in some cases.
I
So,
don't
I don't know.
I don't disagree with that part, but I also agree with the fact that at least in Overwatch 2, you got your skins, you got your stuff, like you got
That
the
is
stuff
true.
that
They
you
did
paid
give
for.
you the
Like, yeah,
stuff that
they
you paid for.
and
yeah.
no, I do agree. They should not have shut the game down. But was that going to get shut down? Absolutely. There was no, and that's why I'm telling you right now, there is no world where Smite 1 exists for very long. They are not going to continue to have their player
don't know.
base split. And if they do,
I think
they're not
if
gonna develop.
anything, that's what I was gonna say. Is if anything, it'll continue to be supported, just not. It'll be like HOTS, right?
Yeah,
It'll just
it'll
go
be
into
a
like a
skeleton
dormant
crew.
mode. Yeah.
This is a game that they are basically going and saying, "Oh, you want something really? they're I don't know, man. They want to make their game prettier. They want to make their game better looking. And then we're the ones that, and they're basically putting the cost directly onto us to say, oh, go and, I know you want pretty, you want new, right? You're going to want the new champion. Well, it's only coming out on Smite 2, even though it's fucking Smite 1. You just made it prettier. And now you're making me pay for it. Like my God Pass is not going to work on Smite.
Well, they're
2.
only making you play for 50% of it. They're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
give you at least.
so they're gonna give me half a handy instead of the full fucking thing. Thanks. I don't know, man. I just think that this. I think this is bullshit. I think it's a scummy practice. I think that this is what Arc started. Arc started this mentality of like, oh, we can take a game, fucking just put it to Unreal Engine 5. Like this shit's the same, man. Like it's the fucking same. It's just prettier and a couple of updated, abilities or so far or whatever else. Like, I don't know, man. That's just fucking shitty.
I agree. I agree with you in the fact that I think that a lot of the stuff that they've done, other than like the upgrade to Unreal 5, they could have done in Smite 1.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
And I'm not defending them on their decisions with the skins and like the God passes and stuff like that. I am not defending that because
I think that's a pretty scummy thing to do.
Compensate it. Yeah. I'm just saying that it's not nearly as egregious in my opinion as Arc or Overwatch.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah, I mean maybe not Overwatch, but Arc for sure. Arc for sure, 100%. It's not as egregious as Arc, but
I will see and I will retract my statement depending on what they do with the gods, and then I will double down on it whenever they shut the fucking game down.
I'm also really interested because like they announced the fact that they're releasing like 3 new gods with this one, right? Like with
but
Smite
you don't
2.
get them on Smite 1.
Yeah, I'm curious if they'll port those over to Smite 1 or not.
It's fucking
I'd be interested as well. Man.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Shitty.
See what they do with Smite 1 from here on out.
And for anybody that wants to argue with me, they're not arguing with me in chat, but in comments, whenever you guys are all of you Smite lovers, I'm happy for you. But anybody that wants to come in here and bring up Dota and Dota 2, right? I'm just gonna remind you that Dota 1 was a fucking mod for a game for World of Warcraft or Warcraft 3. Just so everybody's out there knows, like that was a mod, and then Steam or Valve went out and made a full-fledged game for it. So don't come in here and leave comments down below. Be like, what about Dota and Dota 2? Like, do your research before you come at me, bro. All right.
There are some neat back-end changes, though. Like, there are some cool. Like, they're getting away from like the physical and magical, so that anybody can build any item.
Like that. Yeah.
Good.
So it's just one damage type all the way around. That's a massive back-end change that I don't think would have been easy to do on Smite 1. Plus, it would have pissed people off if they did do it. So, there's some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about something else that's not cool. Go fuck yourself. For Ubisoft and the isn't it the CEO or head of like subscription services? They basically it wasn't basically. They came out and said we should get used to games being
Director of subscriptions at Ubisoft. Yeah.
I know this has Bill's blood boiling.
Yeah.
Basically saying like we should embrace faster the idea that we don't own our games, we're just paying for the
no, it's not basically. Yeah, it's not basically.
Yeah,
it's the point is this was his exact quote. The point is not to force users to go down one route or another. We offer purchases, we offer subscriptions, and it's the gamer's preference that it's important here. That is important here. We're seeing some people who buy choosing to subscribe now, but it all works. I don't have a crystal ball, but when you look at the different subscription services that are out there, we've had a rapid expansion over the last couple of years, but it's still relatively small compared to other models. One of the things we saw is that gamers are used to a little bit like DVDs having and owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen. They got comfortable not owning their CD collection or DVD collections. That's a transformation that's been a bit slower to happen in games. As gamers grow comfortable with this aspect, you don't lose your progress. If you resume your game at other times, your progress file is still there. That's not been deleted. You don't lose what you've built in the game or your engagement with the game. So it's about feeling comfortable with not owning your game.
this is coming from the company that literally like
He's-
5 months ago was we were talking about them being like, oh, we're taking these games away that you can't if you
Yeah,
digitally
they were
own them.
shutting
Well,
down
too
all those
fucking bad.
servers.
You're not gonna have them
Yeah.
anymore.
And then-
Oh no,
and
yeah,
then on-
and that.
And then on top of that, he tried to like play into like gamers. He was like, I still have 2 boxes of DVDs. I definitely understand the gamer's perspective with
Get
that.
the fuck out of here.
But as
bro.
people embrace that model, they will see that these games will still exist. The service will still continue, and you'll be able to access them when you feel like. That's reassuring. Bullshit. Considering Ubisoft's the one that fucking stopped you from being able to play your didn't they have like wasn't it Assassin's Creed one of the
Brotherhood.
Assassin's Creed, yeah, Brotherhood. They made it so that you could no longer access your DLC at one point, and then they had to go
Mhm.
back on it because of the giant backlash and uproar that they had for that shit. Right? Like that is such bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the worst take of the century.
Well,
It's terrible.
I
Yeah.
love the fact of what the comments that came in were like, well, if paying for a game doesn't mean that we own it, then pirating a game doesn't mean that we steal it. It's like I was like, huh, there you go. That's a good point, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it interesting that a lot of people were coming out of the woodwork like lambasting Ubisoft about this, but they're also the same people that were like okay with games going fully digital and stuff like that, effectively doing the same thing as what Ubisoft is saying here with the subscriptions, just with a little less, like without the subscription service, you're still not owning the game if you buy it digital. So it's,
For sure. Yeah, I
it's
mean, I'm
weird
guilty of that.
that
I'm
those
guilty of that. So
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
it is
weird.
what it is.
I'm happy. I love the energy. But people just got to remember that technically there's a lot of ways for these companies to prevent you from owning your game. It's not just subservices.
Yeah, I mean, I am that person you talked about. I love digital versions of games. But I'm also a proponent of like I have Game Pass. I have their subscription service, right? How many games do I have on my computer right now that are downloaded from Game Pass? 0. Do I think Game Pass is a great purchase? Sure, yeah. But just like Pal World, I'm gonna buy Pal World, like because I don't want it on Game Pass. I don't know how long it's gonna be on Game Pass before it's off of Game Pass. So
why not just play it on Game Pass and then whenever it drops or whatever?
because I have the other motive is I want to be able to play it on my Steam Deck without. And yes, I could get Game Pass on my Steam Deck, but I have to go through a bunch of hoops. I just don't feel like doing it. So I will purchase Pal World when it comes out, but I don't know, man. I was shocked when they said this, and then I was also shocked whenever they equated this to like DVDs and movies and music, which are not in any way, shape, or form the same spectrum that games are. Like, movies and music are things that you consume in very bite-sized chunks. Very, maybe a 2-hour experience, 3-hour experience with a movie. Music is you may buy an album and only like 3 or 4 songs that are out of it, so subscribing definitely makes more sense. When you're talking about like a 60, 70, 80, $90 purchase, that's hours and hours and hours of time that could just be taken away from you. Like that's fucked up. Like that is an extremely fucked up way to think about it.
I do like this take though. Like when it comes down to like subscription service, I think that like Ubisoft and a lot of these, for instance, Ubisoft, Microsoft Game Pass, everything like that. The biggest problem that I have with a lot of these subscription services is that they don't give you like the full access to everything that they have, right? Most of the time it's a curated like selection of games that they've specifically stated this is what you get and this is all you get, and then it's going to be like shifted out on a monthly basis or a yearly basis or whatever it is for Ubisoft and everything like that. This guy's take on it though is like he likes subscription services like Spotify, where like granted you're not purchasing access, like you don't own any of the music that you're listening to, but like Spotify's subscription is actually a really good subscription. Not only does it give you ad-free music, right, but B, you have access to every song in their library, which as far as I know is I'm not I shouldn't say that it's every song obviously, but it's a lot of songs, right? Like there's probably not a song that you can think of that you can't get on Spotify, right? Whereas like
but correct me if I'm wrong. You have that even if you don't pay for the premium. You just get
you're getting rid of ads.
Yes, you do,
You're
but you're getting rid of
ads.
ads. Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's the only thing that premium really
Oh,
does.
if you don't think
Well,
that,
and
gives
the
you
fact you
online
can
and offline
download
Yeah.
offline
if
as well.
you
but
don't
yeah.
But-
think that Ubisoft is not going to slam ads inside of all their shit if you don't pay for their premium version, they already did it.
They already did with
Yeah.
Mirage.
You couldn't see the map without seeing a fucking ad.
So that is actually a good point. Yeah.
That's
So
funny
like,
as shit.
I mean, you look at it like that. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Subscription services are really. I don't know. I have a bad taste in my mouth with a lot of them. Like
Yeah, they're all going
Xbox
down
Game
the same
Pass has
route
been
too.
Xbox Game Pass has been about the only one that I've been like, yeah, it's an okay value for what I get. But again, I understand that when I subscribe to Xbox Game Pass, I don't own any of the games that I'm playing on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I
You're
mean,
renting.
it's I think again, it's an inevitable future. And I
hope not, man.
I went into Best Buy, Bill, this week,
Yeah.
this week to buy I had to buy a vacuum cleaner. But went in
So
and
you buy
rented?
vacuum cleaners?
I needed a Dyson. I wanted to buy a Dyson vacuum cleaner, and they're the ones that have Dysons around me. But
Okay.
no physical media, none, zero, no movies, no games.
Well,
it was
they
all,
announced that starting in 2024,
No.
they weren't going to be doing that.
Yeah, I
and
know, but
it's-
I'm just saying,
it's big you didn't
It
you didn't think
happened.
it would
He-
actually happen.
he
and
just
Well,
saw
I
it's,
it firsthand.
it's
weird
didn't
to see.
it. Yeah, I didn't see it. I knew it was going to happen, but I think experiencing it and walking in, because one of the things that I always do, whether I walk into Walmart, whether I walk into Target, whether I walk into Best Buy, is I always would browse the game section. I would always browse the movie section, just kind of go through and
Just
just
something
look
you
and
do.
see.
I get that.
Right. You know, I mean, as a dude,
Yeah,
as
and
a,
now you're gonna be like shopping for like digital content. You know, you're gonna go by and browse like pictures of shit and like, okay, I want to buy this. Here's a code, sir.
yeah, here's your
Go home
code.
and apply
Dude,
this to Steam.
it even made me sad thinking about the fact that, you know, again, and I know that I'm kind of speaking out of both sides of my mouth, because, you know, me and Bill and Enigma and Scruff have had the argument before about digital versus physical, but like it took me to at that moment, it took me to us back to when I would sit out in the cold waiting outside of a GameStop for
Yeah,
midnight launch
titles and
and being like, dude, this is an experience that my kids will never know about. Like, they're never going to be able to experience or go through.
I'm sad I didn't catch more of that.
know,
I only caught the tail end of it.
like,
I didn't get to do much.
It was an experience to do. Midnight launches. I don't know if you guys
It
ever
wasn't
went
a
to
good
it.
experience.
It
You're
wasn't
fucking
wasn't a
dude.
good
I
experience.
You
loved
made
it,
it
dude.
good because you hung out with friends and you
Dude,
know,
I
you,
loved it.
you camped out. And
I remember sitting out for what was it? Was it one of the expansions for World of Warcraft? And that was one of the worst midnight releases ever.
I don't
Like,
know, man.
ever. It
I
was
loved
terrible,
it,
dude.
dude. I
think
remember
some of the ones I said was like the Call of Duty launches. Most of the ones I
Dude,
did, like the
I remember
early Call of Duties, the good
sitting out
ones.
for 2 days for, I think it was the Xbox 360 drop,
You're crazy.
and we camped out, dude, and it was so
You're
much fun.
Crazy.
But
with
anyway,
I mean,
Yeah, that's the world we're
It's an
going to.
experience.
So, all right, we're gonna blaze
now
through
you,
these
now
because
you
we're
can
already.
sit on online queues.
Yeah, that's great. I can buy the game as soon as I want, but now I have to
Yeah.
sit in a fucking queue. So,
Yeah, man.
all right. Well, let's burn through these last little bit of
Yeah, we got a rapid
news.
fire.
So Rockstar is suing Remedy over
that's
their
Remedy.
logo. You want to know the funniest part
Bullshit.
of all of this
Stupid
is
fucking
that
letter.
I wonder if Take-Two, right? Well, no, Rockstar's parent, yeah, Take-Two, because Take-Two is the
Yeah, it's
parent
Take
company.
Two.
If Take-Two knows that they are using Remedy to redo and remaster Max Payne. So they're suing the company that they're literally working for to redo Max Payne. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's funny.
So there you
That's
go.
Great.
I mean,
It's
I understand the
just
trademark
so-
lawsuit. These two things look identical to each other. I couldn't
Oh,
walk
yeah,
to
I
a
wonder
store and be like,
why.
I wonder which one's Remedy. Fucking idiot. It says it for our audio listeners, it literally says Remedy at the bottom of the logo. It's dumb. It is so fucking dumb.
It's 2024. I
ridiculous.
didn't expect there to be a lawsuit about the hard R.
Right? Not that one. Speaking of other lawsuits, Apple is requesting that the court order Epic Games to pay $73 million in legal fees.
After thought about this, I mean, it's good to see
insult
Epic
to
paying, but
injury.
it's also like they're paying Apple. What Apple's doing anyways with their market is bullshit too. It's still nobody's winning. It's I don't know.
Oh
I don't
no,
know what you guys-
that's actually factually
nobody's
incorrect.
winning, but-
Apple is winning.
Well, Apple is winning and Epic is losing.
Yes.
This at least doesn't directly
Apple is
affect
winning,
us as
but
the consumer. So that's kind of
Still,
nice.
I'm just saying,
Not yet.
Apple is still a fucking scummy
man.
company for
Tim
what
Sweeney
they're
will
doing
make
with
it a
their
way
market,
for us to
so-
pay for it.
The way that I look at it is the fucking Tim Sweeney fucked
I know
around and
Enigma's
found
happy.
out.
I know
Tim
Enigma's
Sweeney
happy
and
with this.
Epic fucked around and found out, and they deserve everything that comes with it, man. Like you
Yeah.
can't fuck around and
They
find out
did
and then complain
blatantly
about it.
Fucking break their TOS right in front of their face. So
They
Yeah,
played
well-
they played stupid games and
Very
they're
true.
winning stupid prizes.
they fucked around.
Dude, if
and
you don't
found
think
out real
that
quick.
if you don't think that Tim Sweeney is going to find a way to pass this $73 million bill onto to the user, just
On the
wait.
Fortnite.
He'll fucking,
Dude, there's been so many memes already. People are like, "All right, everybody, get ready for a full season of
Right,
all the OG
right.
skins
New
coming
skins,
out."
yeah.
No, all the old skins that people want that are supposed to be like never coming back. Oh, they're coming back now.
Yep, the
Yeah.
Renegade
Yeah.
Raider. So
yeah.
all
So
right.
it's
Well,
Yeah.
that is the news. We are going to go over some quick hits real fast, and unfortunately, they don't get
many.
to start off with a good note. This is we talked about layoffs last week, and unfortunately, more layoffs have occurred. The Lords of the Fallen publisher, I think, laid off around 10% of its workforce, as well as Behavior
Dead by Daylight,
Behavior Studios.
Yeah.
They laid off around 45 people. This is kind of
Still-
par for the course right now in the new season. Every year,
It's
We'll see
exactly
more,
like we
yeah.
talked. It's exactly like we talked about last week. Like it's literally they overhired, and unfortunately, when you overhire, at a certain point, you got to correct the ship, right? So that's it sucks. I feel really bad for everybody that lost their jobs, but it's unfortunately that's a thing that happens when you have jobs. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it will happen to you at some point in your life. Unfortunately.
I'm interested in this last little one quick hit, which is the Dave the Diver. Very small developer. Very small.
Yeah.
tiny.
Very indie
Some
developers.
might even say
Yeah.
indie, right?
Yeah.
Super tiny developer. No, we lie. Mint Rocket, they have unveiled their next game, which is a MOBA called Wake Runners, which when I first saw that, I was like, isn't that the game from Nintendo 64 on jet skis? But that's Wave Runners.
Wave runners.
I would definitely play a jet ski MMO. I think, or MOBA. I think that's
MOBA.
dope. So
that's what we need.
Anyway, but so they're making it a MOBA.
It looks very like a anime MOBA. It kind of gives like the vibes of Code Vein, in a MOBA style.
Kinda. I can see that.
You can see that, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Veiled Experts. I'm just kidding. All
Veiled.
right, Veiled,
Veiled Experts.
whatever. That's it. 109
That is it.
is done. We're
GG's.
thank you to all the Twitch viewers. Sorry to all the
Yeah,
YouTube
thanks for
viewers.
coming over to Twitch side tonight.
I don't,
Sorry
I
that
don't know.
YouTube kind of
yeah,
shit the
I don't know
bed.
what happened on OBS and YouTube, but I don't control the internet as much as I'd like to think I do. Yeah. So what does everybody got going on before we get out of here? We're gonna go around the horn. Enigma, are you gonna be streaming Power World?
Maybe.
You should
Hard maybe.
Chat, I'm gonna tell you right now, you should hear some of the disgusting, despicable things that he wants to do to us in that game.
Yeah,
I don't even know if
hear what he wants to do to our meat in that
Yeah,
game.
I think you're gonna have to stream that on Kick because I don't know if that's allowed on TOS.
Yeah,
Hey, it's in a
Twitch.
game. It's artistic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I've got that coming up, and then I kind of want to play. I kind of play. What's it called? I always forget Enshrouded. Enshrouded is
I want to
coming
do
up
Enshrouded.
soon
Yep,
as well,
that's the end of the
so-
month. Helldivers, dude, it's gonna be such a banger
Helldivers,
couple of
dude.
weeks.
It's gonna be such a huge week. Yeah,
Like,
a huge month for us.
I'm really hoping Throne and Liberty is super close. I'm excited about that as well. Power World.
Are you getting excited for that?
Yeah, I want to try, dude. I think I've
I
watched
know.
all
We've
the things
changed
that they've
our opinions have
changed.
changed it a lot, and now we're to the point of excitement. Is that
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm
where I'm
hearing?
at. I mean, why not? If
Okay.
it's free,
I'm
I'll give it a
not.
shot. I'm gonna go and give it a shot
Is
and
that
see
the
what
word?
it is. What?
Is that the word? It's supposed to be free.
I think it's supposed to be free. I think it's free to play. So
I wasn't sure. I don't know.
we'll see. Bill, what you got? Anything? I know you're doing your Dark Souls stuff.
Yeah, I'm playing through Dark Souls 2 right now. Dark Souls 3, I'm going to do another level 1 run of that once we get to that. And then I'm actually going to be hopping into Monster Hunter World after we finish that up. Yeah. Unless, for some reason, From Software tonight at 2 a.m. announces the trailer and release date for the Elden Ring DLC.
Dude, I'm thinking it's gonna be this February.
Because today's the tonight at 2 a.m. is the 1 year anniversary of the.
Are they notorious for stuff
or
like
the
that?
2 year anniversary? They tend to do stuff at the same times. Like
Gotcha.
they're patterny. So
Well, there was
it would be interesting to see.
well, there was a leak on a retail site. I think that showed it. Saying it was
They
a
also
February
updated-
launch and Steam, right?
Yeah, they updated the Steam caches with DLC information and stuff. So
I saw that. Yeah.
it's getting more and more there. I would not be surprised if they announced the DLC trailer tonight and then game releases in March.
What is it? It's Elden Ring Erdtree, right? That's the
Yep.
or Shadow of the Erdtree. Is it
Shadow of the Erdtree.
Shadow
Yep.
of the Erdtree.
Yep.
I need to play fucking Elden Ring and beat it.
Would not be
Quick update.
would not be
Amazon-
surprised when you get into Elden Ring. Let me know. I'll play with you. If you
quick
want.
quick update. Amazon has confirmed Throne of Liberty is free to play
Hey,
as
there we go.
of November 7th, 2023. So
Oh, and Final Fantasy
could have
Fridays.
changed. You never know.
Wait, Amazon? Are they?
Yeah,
publishing
Amazon's the
Publishing
publisher.
it.
Yeah,
NCSoft is the developer. They're publishing.
Oh,
it.
that is a fucking
That's-
scary.
that's why
combo.
I'm not excited. Yeah, you guys are like, oh, I'm like, nah,
I'm not. I never said anything.
I'm gonna try it,
it's
man.
good.
I've looked at
I
it. Looks
never said
fucking
I'm
good.
excited.
Anyway, yeah, I will let you know. And what is Final Fantasy Fridays? Is this where you're playing?
Oh, I'm gonna start
14?
playing Final Fantasy on Fridays.
14
That's-
or
that's
is
all
this,
that is for me.
me.
is this any Final Fantasy?
It's gonna start out as 14, primarily,
Well,
and then.
can I just pick a bone with you as well, really
Oh
quickly?
my god,
'Cause, like,
no! Don't!
you fucking
I know.
you motherfucker, when you were like, hey, by the way, bro, I'm not gonna have a job, we should play some Final Fantasy 14. And I was like, yeah, dude, just like hit me up whenever you want to play it. Like I need a reason to get back into it. Haven't heard a fucking word, bro.
Sorry.
You know, Scruffy.
I'm trying to play catch up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I'm just
'Cause
saying, man.
to-
I'm
to
really
be
sick and
perfectly
tired of
honest
being
with
the
you,
income for these two.
Final Fantasy
Yeah.
14, at the
Sick and
point that
tired of
I'm
it.
in it right now, was a lot of single player stuff. So,
It is. Yeah. No, I'll give that to you.
Must be nice for the two freeloaders to fucking have all the free time to play all the video games in the world, while the mom and dad up here fucking have to go to work and goddamn
Listen,
pay the
I'm
bills.
managing three.
Hey,
I'm managing
hey,
three
man.
YouTube channels right now.
Yeah, I was
Give
about
me
to
a
say,
break.
I'm managing. I'm managing your shorts, your YouTube channel.
That's
I'm
fine.
You can take my broke back if you want to. I'll go to get a job if you want.
I'm kidding. No, you guys do an amazing job. We appreciate you. So
Yeah, we do greatly.
Oh, and more League, obviously.
yeah. And on League is actually on a separate channel though, Bill. What is that channel at?
It's recently renamed again. It's Billy the Squad.
Billy the
SKWAD.
Squad.
Squaw.
So there you go. Scruffy,
Yes.
what are you up to?
Man, I am tired as fuck. So we're gonna wrap this up. For me, I am playing League of Legends right now. I am playing Fortnite still, BattleBit, and is that it? I think I'm playing.
Did you say
that's all I'm
for
playing right now.
BattleBit?
No, fucking Fortnite, bro.
Oh, Fortnite.
Wow. Yeah, I don't blame you, but I'm enjoying it. But yeah, that's really much. That's it, man. I
Are you
gotta
playing
work in
builds
like
or no builds?
6 hours. Yeah, no, I am playing zero build.
Good deal.
So
Alright.
zero build all
That's
day.
respectable.
Yeah, and yeah, this weekend it looks like I'm getting snowed in, and I'm off this weekend, which is nice. So
There you
I'll
go.
probably join y'all in Power World tomorrow.
Snow
After
Day
work.
buddies. Yay.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, for me, it's Pal World. It's, I guess, League, Street Fighter, all the other games. You know, we'll be on
Yeah.
there.
Listen,
Hey.
all I'm gonna say is
That's it. We're into
would
the
be
show.
a
Y'all have a
would be a
wonderful
shame
night.
for
Thank
you
you
to
guys
not
so
play
much.
League because
Hey,
you do so well.
I'm so proud of you.
Good
we're
with
in.
League,
Bye,
man.
guys.
You
Yeah,
really
yep.
was
Nope,
great.
we're good. I don't want to
Can't
hear
wait
Such a
to
it.
good
You did
job.
an amazing job.
I don't want to hear where I can't get to the music fast enough.
We're very proud of you,
All right,
Sid.
bye. We're out of here.
All right.
Hasta
Deuces,
luego, everybody.
everyone.
Bye.